In a time of endless media content, political correctness and fake news, a city in chaos cried out for heroes. Two men were chosen, a mighty force forged in the heat of hilarity. The crack, the banter, the lack of negative waves. Their podcast would change the world.
And instead they got two absolute idiots, one whose crippling narcissism will inevitably lead to someone choking him to death, the other his obsession with Stone Cold Steve Austin ended in multiple restraining orders and a broken neck, not his own. No, this isn't the number one podcast in the country, yet. It's Jack and Sean on You Ain't Heard Nothing Yet!
Hello, how's the form? What is the crack and how are you getting on? The lovely, gorgeous man who actually resembles, in a way, if he had ginger hair,
a beard. Was from Dublin. Was successful.
Brendan Gleeson. It is a wild Sean Skews.
And the man on the other side of the room who doesn't resemble Liam Neeson at all, resembles some of the shadier elements of Ballymena, if anything else. He won't be setting out to save his daughter as Liam Neeson did in Taken, but you will need to save your daughter from him. It's Jack Donnelly.
And of course, folks, you are listening to
You Ain't Heard Nothing Yet. Keep varying that, don't we?
We do, we really do. What is the crack, Sean? How are you getting on?
Not a lot. We're back again. We had our delightful interview with one Joel Harkin last week.
We did.
He should hopefully be announcing some gigs and stuff soon, so keep an ear to the ground for that.
Yes, he said he had a very good time at Other Voices.
It looked like fun.
Did you
make the track? No.
Unfortunately, I didn't, Sean.
No.
Unfortunately, I did it. A few things came up.
And down again.
Yeah, and that's not just me travelling up and down from Belfast to Dublin every fucking week, you know. But nevertheless, it is what it is. Sean, look, there's something that happened. It's we briefly touched on it the last time we were in here. It's a pandemic, academic,
endemic,
loads of things. This coronavirus.
The Coronas. Is this the festival the Coronas are having?
Oh, down south? Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yeah. Is this what we're talking about now?
No, I'm talking about the virus that is ravaging across the world and killing people.
The Coronas, yes, I'm talking about.
You leave Mary Blackstone alone. Jeez, that was loud.
You alright?
Yeah, just a wee bit.
Yeah, it's fucking shit out. Are you fucking diseased? You were in Italy. I am in a tiny. I'm covering my mouth. I am in a tiny box room with this man. You were in Italy when, like a month ago?
I was in Italy at the end of January.
And when did Italy fucking hit the fan in Italy?
Just after that.
This is just fucking standard Jack Donnelly. Arrive, the place immediately goes to shit after.
Well, what can I say, Sean? I sometimes have that massive effect. On countries, not just people, but on countries. My authority knows no bounds.
You're a disease.
It's disease. It's exactly right.
It's not good. It's we had our first confirmed case in Northern Ireland there a few weeks ago.
We did indeed.
A while ago.
But it's great that we don't live in Northern Ireland, we live in the north, so jokes, people. That was a joke.
It's a joke. It's all a funny joke.
God.
But yeah, Italy they're closing they're closing their borders in the north, sort of thing, aren't they?
And it was in the north where I was just outside Turin, when I was about an hour from Turin. So yeah, it's not the one. Like, it really isn't the one.
No, and then fucking. I'm going to Germany in 2 weeks.
That's right.
Can they stay out of Germany?
Where are you for?
Munich and Cologne.
Very good.
So,
yeah, I was going to say, is there any? I think there's one or two. Maybe.
Well, I looked it up. Right, Germany is currently batting 100, batting 1,000, whatever the term is, in that they have one confirmed case, and they have one confirmed recovery. You were meant to guess.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
One of the whole thing where Jack was like death, but no.
I was waiting in Spencer, and I was like one, and I didn't know whether you were going to go and try and go for like a joke there, and I was like, Sean, I really enjoyed doing this podcast with you, but I wouldn't like to be shut down for some...
one confirmed recovery, so, maybe it's all good in Germany.
I mean, they're efficient people, the Germans. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
They are. I'm going to BMW where I'm going to see efficiency in its prime.
Oh, you going to BMW?
Yeah.
Was that one of the things that you have to get? The way, you take off your girlfriend, so you have to see this and you have to see that, and was that one of your things?
No, it's free. It's free.
Best things in life are free.
We're going to the Bayern Munich Stadium though too. What do you call it? Allianz Arena? That doesn't sound right. Is that right?
Yes, I would know because I know loads about football.
Yeah, going to that. We're going to...
I love to play the game that they love. Football.
They play really weird football there. They don't lift it. They don't bounce it.
No.
And the thingy, the
You can't if you kick the ball over the bar. It's not a score.
I think the rest of the posts seem to have fallen off. And nobody's put them back up. It's really quite strange.
Maybe Storm Kira or Storm Desmond there that we had a few weeks ago. Blew them away. Sean, that was it to see. The field's also smaller.
It is
strange.
I know.
Strange. I think the contractors and the builders fucked up there when they were building the stadium.
Germans too efficient.
Too fucking efficient.
Got it done, lads. You know what I mean? But no, very strange. Although, funny enough, I was looking at on the O'Neill's website at the Germany GAA jersey the other day. It was actually very nice.
Germany GAA jersey?
I'm actually looking at the Hong Kong one. It was really cool. There's a fucking dragon on it. Yeah.
Do you know the artist Declan McKenna?
Don't.
Okay, well then this next point I suppose is completely null and void.
Right, let's try it again.
Do you know the artist Declan McKenna?
Fucking yeah, big fan.
What's your favourite song?
Oh, I thought this was. I thought he was a painter.
No, he's a singer, like, and he's some new album out. It's not bad. But you would, with the name, you would assume that he's Irish, like.
Is he German?
No, he's from London. But he did play when he was younger. I think when he was 9 for London GA team. So fair play,
right?
Young Declan.
But like Muggsy, yeah.
But like Muggsy. Also, oh my God, have you seen it? Okay. So right, did you see the Paddy Power Cheltenham advertisement?
I did.
I was fucking hilarious.
Call him Mina, you know.
so good, like
fucking brilliant.
Do you know what I mean? Some real witty wee things, and then Muggsy makes a cameo.
What was the best line for not taking Ireland versus England as seriously as we? Or what else?
Oh God!
And the fucking right, there's a bit in it where he's like ruining the word banter and trying to ruin the word crack.
I knew you would have something to say about that. I
fucking, first of all, I hate the word banter. I fucking hate, like, it's the word banter itself is fine. As in, right? What is the original definition of banter to you?
Fun,
like, or like two people talking.
Banter.
Is that not banter?
No, banter would be like what we're doing now, like jib jab and everything. Jib jab.
But then, like, fucking, you know, when like somebody, you go on a night out and it's like, oh, was it like great banter? Banter. It's like, fuck up. But
sit the bar soap and slide the fuck on.
But there was a tweet, you know, them fucking Twitter accounts like WikiFact or whatever that just tweet trivia.
Oh yeah.
So I don't have Twitter, but I saw a screenshot of.
This is not to be confused with the way people with Julian Assange and WikiLeaks.
No. But this, I don't know, it wasn't WikiFact, it was some other fucking trivia Twitter account, and they tweeted that crack was not an Irish word, it was an English word that came over from England and was eventually like, it was CRSEK and meant the same thing, like, you know, fun and crack, and then came over here and was turned into CRAIC. That is right, isn't it? Yeah. And we took it, and there was this fucking account just got absolute dog's abuse, like.
Does crack not come from Irish?
It does. I think it does.
Yeah.
It's only
there's an advertisement. There was an advertisement on TV recently for whatever it was. It was about different. It was maybe for like bilingualism or you know, the Irish language or something. And it was saying about, you know, brogue, for example, and things like that. You know, and I'm nearly certain crack was in there too.
Yeah, and I think it's just like, you know, it's like, what do you call her? It's like Katie Taylor,
Saoirse Ronan, Katie Taylor. Only wanting Andy Murray when you want him.
Murphy.
Using him like a dirty rag.
There's somebody he's thinking of there, and I was like, they've never really. Why have they never? Well, they've never tried to claim Liam, have they? Or have they?
What, Liam Neeson?
Who we're going to talk about today?
We are going to talk about today.
We're going to talk about Liam Neeson and Brendan Gleeson.
We are. Have they ever tried to claim? No, I don't know. They try to claim Annie Mac all the time.
Where the fuck's Annie Mac from?
Oh, she's a dub.
Is she?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
She fucking played in Shine in Belfast. Like,
she's allowed to fucking play.
No, but I think she was in uni up here. Like,
I didn't know that. I thought she was English.
I seen a few weeks ago.
She doesn't have any accent, though.
She's been in. Well, she studied. She done a master's in London. So she's been in London since then, you know, and she's maybe what, in her 40s now, I think. No,
so you've been
30s.
You've been in Dublin what, near a year? You haven't picked up any? Or do you go down to Dublin and have a real fucking
I have a difficult
D4 accent? That would be Jack's Dublin accent.
Oh, hold on.
Can you give us a wee?
Saoirse, you know, I'm trying to think. You ever listen to Ross O'Carroll Kelly or read his?
I'm just going to say yes.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Sean. Okay, I'll work on my D4 accent and get back to you. I do say Jesus a lot more. Because Jesus. No. I do say that, you know, and I say bleeding. I do say bleeding.
For fuck's sake.
I say bleeding bastard.
Fucking hate you so much.
The coronavirus is coming to get me.
So you're back in Dublin GA then, is that?
Yeah.
School.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
It's good.
Because, you know, no.
No. Very good.
That would be traitorism.
It would be yeah, is that a word? Traitorism.
Traitorism.
Who else was in that ad? It was pretty good. Colm Meaney was very good. Michael Conlon was in it too, I think. It's just a very good ad.
It was just a good ad.
We'll get it on Facebook.
Definitely a good ad. I'm surprised Hector didn't make a cameo.
Actor, I feel like
Horse racing. Let yourself go.
Oh yeah, remember we saw him.
This podcast does not support gambling at all whatsoever. And if you have any issues or problems, go and talk to someone.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
When was the last time you spoke about your issues or problems, Jack?
What's that? Well, this is the hour a week we have together, Sean. Where we
This is actually just therapy, and we record it and put it out.
Dr. Johnson in the corner is scribing away.
There's no one in the corner.
Hi, Dr. Johnson. But anyway, yes. So, coronavirus is handling. We have, of course, the Paddy Power ad. The Paddy Power do great ads. They are ripping the Brits out and the English out all the time, which is okay because they're our friends.
Yeah.
But a lot of bad shit also happen. So it's funny that, you know.
Yeah.
What about Dante Wilder? Tyson
He
Fury.
lost. He got his fucking.
And why did he
eardrum
lose, Sean?
busted. Oh, because his gear was too heavy. Don't know that, Jack.
I
Fucking
mean, Jesus Christ on a cross.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Not 'cause
when, like seriously, like. Oh what? So listen to this, right? The costume weighed 40 pounds, which is just under 3 stone. Okay, so it's
Right.
2.9 something or other. Now, have you seen Dante Wilder?
I have.
He's
a big guy.
an animal.
Uh-huh.
He is a mountain of a man.
Uh-huh.
I mean, literally, you walk into him, you would bounce from here to Kerry.
Yeah.
He is a very tight fella.
He is.
Do you know what I mean?
You know about it, like.
He has more than a six pack.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know? His arms are like the size of elephant trunks.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know? He's a pretty big dude.
Yeah.
And he could probably bench lift me with his pinky.
Yeah.
And to say then that your costume fucked up your legs, like your legs are holding your massive torso and body, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Just
And he's a boxer, so you'd like to think he would have, a very strict workout regime.
Yeah.
He's not one of these people that is like, from the waist up like a tank. And
and then we stringy legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only only sort of the places for people look at.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm no.
according to our experts, 40 pounds is about 18 kilograms. I've seen bigger bags of spuds. And
Yeah, it's not the one. Like.
no, and it's rectum. But did you see?
In fact, if you put that quantity into liquid, I have drank more in one occasion.
drank more in the last week,
Yes,
the last 3 days.
without a doubt.
It's all water, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Always
Is that
stay
why your stomach's
hydrated.
making all this awful noises?
Oh my God, yes, folks. If you heard actually during Joe's interview, Joel's interview, you might have heard my stomach make seriously weird noises. It was making weird noises before we came on there earlier, so I apologise if you hear that.
That's exactly what it sounds like. Yeah.
It's almost like what do you call it, Mr. Blobby's like. I would say Mr. Blobby's like twin psycho brother or sister, but Mr. Blobby is already that psycho. So scary.
You ever see when he was in the Big Fat Quiz?
Jack
And he
Whitehall,
chased Jack White? I love that video.
So good.
But Jack, what was the real sporting upset of the last few weeks?
The real sporting upset.
The real sporting upset. It wasn't Deontay Wilder getting his head knocked in. Well, it was a close second. Goldberg. Bill fucking Goldberg.
No, Sean, no.
Bill Goldberg.
Okay, we're going to give Sean a minute here to explain what the
Bill
situation
Goldberg.
is.
We all know. You remember Goldberg.
I remember Goldberg.
I feel like you would have been a big Goldberg fan.
He was a scary dude. Like,
What Goldberg was your dad?
and what? Like, what was a massive baby?
He does look like. Do you think the Big Show looks like a massive baby? We're talking about
without a
wrestlers,
doubt.
folks. For anyone out of the know,
We are, yeah,
Goldberg is
for a limited time here.
a 50-something-year-old man
He is.
who came back there a few weeks ago, and we had probably the best character in wrestling there for a while, The Fiend,
Such a great name, folks, isn't it?
formerly Bray Wyatt, who fuck up Jack, who has this great gimmick where he fucking wears this fucked up mask and he's like a slasher movie type villain, and he's been beating people up for like 8 months, and it's been great crack.
Cillian Murphy done that in Batman a few years ago. He was a scarecrow.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, you said he puts on a mask and he scares people.
Oh my god, Batman put on a mask in 1937. There's no one else. Like Zorro wears a fucking mask.
Sorry, Zorro.
Zorro.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, let's talk about. If we want to talk about Zorro, we talk about Zorro. Do you know what I mean?
Don't change the subject. We're going
First
to
of
go
all,
back
it's
to
not
wrestling,
it's
but okay.
not a mask. It's
It is
more
a
like a
mask.
piece of cloth around his
It's a
eyes.
domino mask, I think, is the technical term.
You
be
even know
entirely
the
honest.
fucking name of the mask. I love that movie. Really enjoyed
The
that.
Antonio
Zorro movie.
Banderas movie?
Yeah, and what do you call the lady in it?
Don't know.
She's very beautiful. I think she's married to Michael Douglas. Is she?
Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Is Catherine Zeta-Jones married to Michael Douglas?
Isn't she married to Michael Douglas? Yeah, she's married to Michael Douglas.
Well, then I think
You know Catherine Zeta-Jones is Welsh?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Keira Matthews as well, but she's a very annoying accent.
Who the fuck's Gareth Matthews?
Okay, people, go and look her up if you haven't seen her. She's like a presenter. She's done different things. She was a singer, I think, at one stage. I met her once, actually, at a BBC Six Music thing. She was nice. She was there with her husband. She was very polite.
Catherine Zeta-Jones is Welsh, and she's 50 years old.
And is she married to Michael Douglas?
Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
What do you think Michael Douglas? Was Michael Douglas' dad that died there a while back?
He did, yeah.
Douglas, I thought it was never going to happen. Not that I wish. Not that I wish.
Should have been voodooed on him there for quite a while, and it just wasn't.
There was just, I feel like there was a period of every few months where you reminded about Kirk Douglas still being alive, and you locked him up, and you're like, oh no, he's still there.
I would say when he coughed, he was coughing dust, like.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like he was on his way out. Do you know?
No. But
his bones were like breadsticks.
Yeah.
I would say he was that old.
But a very good actor. Spartacus, fantastic. We all love a bit of Kirk Douglas.
Yeah, of course you do. Men in shorts, Sean. Goldberg, Spartacus. There's the Big Show. Zorro is just a masked man who goes around fighting crime in his local area.
It's a better Zorro film than Zorro.
What?
Puss in Boots. And on that bombshell.
I love Puss in Boots. I need a hero.
Shrek 2's best Shrek, yeah.
I like Shrek 2. Like
Shrek 2's
I
best
really
one.
like Shrek 2.
Shrek 2 is peak.
It's my final fantasy. That is a great scene where they're running in and then they have like the big fucking
Might watch Shrek 2.
the big gingerbread man.
And then he dies.
I know. Oh, she.
Did you ever get the DVD of Shrek 2? And they had
Like I had Extra Vision when it used to be a thing.
and they had after the film ended, they had like an extra bit on the DVD where it was
3 rhyme mice and stuff. No.
Well, kind of. It was fucking American. They had Simon Cowell as Simon Cowell. Do you remember this? And they were like fucking all the characters from Shrek 2 were like doing fucking American Idol, and they were all singing and all. I think the way the fox is in it. Or not the fox, the wolf, the big bad wolf.
Oh, yeah.
And wears the dress and all.
Yeah, the big bad wolf.
I think they do Duran Duran, Hungry Like a Wolf and all. And the 3 blind mice do I Can See Clearly Now. It's fucking brilliant. You need to put that on YouTube, I can find it.
Yeah, very, very good.
But anyway.
Facebook page, mate.
The Facebook page, what did I say?
Okay, he said YouTube. It's probably already there. Okay, right, Sean, you have a very brief moment to say why this is a travesty.
Right, the Fiend is this great character. He's like a slasher villain. Bray Wyatt is like this sort of Mr. Rogers. Do you remember? Do we know Mr. Rogers? Mr. Rogers. He's basically
Mr. Rogers.
He's these two.
He sounds like a pedo that lives in the corner house on a fucking house in the state
Mr.
somewhere.
Rogers was a childhood.
Childhood.
Like he was a kids' TV host who was
right.
well
if there's a fucking running thing with child TV hosts here, like
who famously some guy tried to look into him to prove that he wasn't as nice as he was and that he was doing something dodgy, and investigated him for years and was like, he's just a really nice guy. I can prove nothing about this guy.
That's
Thingy
nice.
played him in a film there. He got nominated for an Oscar. Tom
Hanks,
yeah, that friend in the neighborhood.
Yes,
Good day in the neighborhood.
Yes.
But anyway, so Bray Wyatt, this 2-character sort of gimmick where he's like a nice guy and then he's like a slasher villain, and he was beating everybody off for like 8-9 months and kicking ass and won the title. Then Goldberg beat him in 3 minutes at a Saudi Arabia show, which doesn't even really count because it's just a blood money show. It's quite fucked up.
So you're not only used to only things lasting 3 minutes?
No, it's usually more like a Brock Lesnar match, 90 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I was quite annoyed. I was quite annoyed.
So obviously, maybe there is a conversation actually we had, and I would specifically keep it to these blood matches in Saudi Arabia. But why does that count? Has it been televised? Like,
oh, it's a pay-per-view. This is they basically Saudi Arabia have paid the WWE millions and millions and millions to do.
I love the way
a series of shows over the next 10 years. It's part of Saudi Arabia's like PR thing to make them look better. It's like, you know the way they did a big festival over there recently and Nicki Minaj and all performed.
Oh, okay.
This is all like to make Saudi Arabia not look like a fucking hellhole.
Right, and obviously, the McMahons are big buds of Trump. I love the way Trump has no problem with that. He doesn't mind their, fuck
it's grand. It's quite funny because after the Khashoggi thing happened, because before the Khashoggi thing happened, it's like,
what's Khashoggi?
Remember the journalist that they killed?
Oh fuck yes, Jesus Christ!
So before that, they were all like on TV on Raw and all being like, and we'll be live from Saudi Arabia this Thursday night for fucking Crown Jewel or the Great whatever the fuck. And then after that happened, they're like, we have a pay-per-view on Thursday. It's in, and then they really like Saudi Arabianized name of the stadium because they don't want to say they're in Saudi Arabia anymore. So rather than be like, any All show would be like, we'll be live from Chicago on Sunday. They're like, we're live from the King Abdullah Stadium on Sunday. We cannot confirm or deny where the King Abdullah Stadium is. But yeah,
just a disclaimer.
The Fiend had a really good run. It looked like they were building this cool story at WrestleMania, like a super villain versus superhero sort of thing at WrestleMania, but he's lost the title. It looks like it's going to be him and Cena though. It could be good crack. Yeah, WrestleMania is
He's
great.
still knocking about.
He came back there last night for the first time in like a year.
Because he was away doing TV and stuff.
Yeah. So him and the Fiend could be still good. I'm still going to watch it, although some of the other folks I watch with have been like, I'm not watching anymore after that. Well, not watching Mania, which I any excuse to stay up to 4 a.m. drinking beer.
Another beer.
But yeah, so that was my in recent times that was my upset.
Well, we mentioned about Douglas's dad, and he's a pretty old dude.
He was a pretty old dude, 103 or something.
The oldest man in the world has died, Sean. He was 112, and his name was. Now, again, I completely apologise for this pronunciation.
Oh, he's Chinese.
Shaitsu Watambi. And he says that not getting angry and always having a smile on your face was key to a long and lasting health.
So you're fucked.
I have the smile, but I do get angry.
No, it's not real. It's not.
Fleeting. Fuck you. I have
time you were happy.
so lonely.
Do you think between us we could get 120? Do you think between us we'll get 120?
Fuck. It's a bit of a stretch.
Take on, won't it?
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a stretch. Do you know what I mean? But it's hard not to get angry. See, I release my anger out in like short bursts. So if something doesn't go right, I'll just roar. For example, the other day my hair wasn't looking good before I went out to work.
Is it now?
So I had to. Speaking from the man who's pretty much a badger over here.
Is it a badger? Who the fuck?
A fucking badger.
It's distinguished, you dick.
Okay, so yeah, there was a course of expletives.
I just realised how many buttons in your shirt are open. What the fuck is that about?
It's very warm in here, so.
He's got, for context here, Jack is about 1, 2, 3,
1,
2.
There's 1, 2, and 3.
Right, 3 buttons.
One's there.
Oh no, he's closing it.
No, I'm just showing you.
And
this
the-
one pretty much, like, that's way too tight.
That's way too tight.
Yeah, so I need to just.
But, you know, it's just, he's got this little miraculous medal. And his
It's
little
a St.
hairy-
Christopher, first
St.
of all, get it
Christopher,
right.
And his little hairy
Sean's
chest.
just ripping because he doesn't have hairs in his chest.
I do.
I was so hoping you'd just have one long fucking pubic hair
Well,
in your
Jack.
chest.
It looks like some weird gimmick stripper over here. Though.
Who, me?
You with St. Christopher's medal and the hairy chest down to your fucking... But yeah, the oldest man.
The oldest man, so he says, keep a smile on your face, don't get angry. And he has done well. He has done very, very well. However, not as well as the oldest woman in the world. The oldest woman in the world is Kane.
Kane?
Kane?
It's gotta be Kane!
No, this is Kane Tanaka, who is 117. Do you know what I mean? Fur Pledler.
Well, that is. It was the oldest man on 120.
112.
112.
Now
Fuck, we'll definitely not get 112 between us.
Fucking right. The oldest verified person ever in record is a French lady. She was 122, Jean-Louise Clement.
Right.
And now, because that oldest man has died,
The oldest man's English now, isn't he?
he is English and his name is something White. Wait. Oh my God, I thought I had the notes here in front of me. Obviously not. Well done.
But he's
Jack.
English anyway. And
He is.
Do you know Michael D sends you a letter in like 100 quid or 1,000 quid or something whenever you turn 100? Do you know what it's called?
Wow.
The centenary. The centenary. Right, what the fuck?
Pick your time, Sean. Use your words.
Right, so you know you have a centenary.
I know you don't have an upper lip, so it's hard.
What the fuck?
I just noticed that.
No one does. Leave me alone.
I have a slick face. Sorry, go ahead.
Holy shit, how long? They give you €2,540
I didn't know that.
for getting 100 and a special message from the President of Ireland.
Hey, do you know the way they do like Weekend at Bernie's?
Yeah.
Could you, when
you die at like 60?
You're definitely going for me.
Oh, no way.
Without a doubt, Sean.
No
Somebody
way.
is going to hit you with a beer bottle before.
Somebody's going to fucking hit you. I know.
You're going to die.
Somebody's gonna
It's gonna
glass
be an
you.
argument. Somebody's going to glass you because you've argued about wrestling.
No, somebody's
and
going to
you're
glass
gonna
you.
be wrong, and you're going to
gonna
try and be.
It's not even going to be somebody who spoke to us. It's going to be somebody who's going to be like, oh, that's dick. But yeah, right. So they call it the Centenarian Bounty, which sounds like something fucking very mystical and
Centenarian bounty?
And maybe they don't give you the €2,000. Maybe they fucking put it on, call a price on your head. But yeah, that's pretty fucking cool.
So it's almost like, do you know when you come back from holidays or at Christmas time?
He gives you a coin, every year after you're 100.
a coin? What's the
A
coin
special
worth?
commemorative coin in a box. And a congratulatory letter. What the fuck? That's a bit grim. So once you hit 100, right, so it's like, very good, 100, here's $2,500. And then every year after that, you get a letter being like, you made it in all year.
You're still here.
You're good fucking very, holy shit.
That immersion system you've been put in last year's fantastic.
Good job.
So when you were saying there about the Oh, what was the thing? Not the coin. Before the coin.
The centenarian
The
bounty.
bounty. So is it like, at Christmas time or when people come home from holidays and they bring you like a massive Toblerone? It's like a massive bounty bar. In keeping with that theme, it's gold coins instead of real coins.
It's not a £2,500. It's a £2,500 weight bounty. Deontay Wilder wouldn't be able to carry that today.
No, fucking ready one. Anything else, Sean, that you've seen or heard that has been a bit mad?
What else? Bon Jovi's new song.
Wanted.
Dead or alive. What's the best Bon Jovi song, Jack? Oh.
Living on a prayer.
No, what's the right version though?
Living in Clare, no?
Living in Kildare.
Living in Kildare.
Yeah, Bon Jovi have a new song out. It's fucking...
New Bridge of Nowhere.
Oh yeah, fuck. Do you remember that? Fuck, do you remember that? That was great crack. I loved that. Yeah, new Bon Jovi song. It's called Limitless. It is shite. It's just... Well, it's not shite.
It's
just
limitless in its shitness.
It's just like so painfully average.
Okay.
It's very much the same song.
Bon Jovi should really just retire himself into cameos and shows like Ellen and Oprah. Like what? There's them fucking lights.
I know this place haunted again. I
swear to God.
It's the ghost of Kirk Douglas.
I was like, Bon Jovi?
Bon Jovi?
That was in that bag over there, Sean.
But yeah, it's the same song they've been doing since like 2005. It's like, they have a song called Work for the Working Man, and every song is just like that. Like,
the work.
Fight the system and all this. Like, I wish I was Bruce Springsteen, sort of, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, right, I read an article.
I want to look back to Bon Jovi in a minute. Go on ahead.
I read an article during the week because it would have been Johnny Cash's like fucking 85th birthday or something.
I wore all black yesterday.
On purpose, or I don't even know if it was yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Oh, okay. I was wearing these lovely black boots today.
You just want to let me know?
Yeah.
It
looked good.
So yeah, it was his birthday, and there was this article counting down some of his best covers, and obviously shit like Hurt was on there, the Rolling Stones one and stuff like that. And he has a cover of I'm on Fire, which is pretty good crack. The Springsteen song.
Have you heard it?
Yeah.
Good.
Well, I'll try and get it shared in the Facebook. That. It is good crack. I think it's my second favorite Springsteen song.
Oh, I'm on fire. Tonight I wait up with the sheets soaking.
What's your favorite Springsteen song?
Cool my desire.
It's very sexual in here.
That was very sexual. I don't know. You're gonna have to leave that one with me, Sean.
It's
a big question. We will do a Springsteen episode.
But no, look back. You want to talk about Bon Jovi?
Did Bon Jovi do something with a particular artist formerly known as Prince?
Yeah, I did a really funny Instagram.
I did think that was funny.
Doing a song for fucking Harry, I guess, Prince Harry, the ginger one.
Yeah.
For his
no longer Prince.
Because he's left the band. Do you think when you go to a band's Wikipedia page and they have the membership section and they have that graph that shows like all the bar chart? Did you see them? Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
So there's bar chart and it like shows all the different names and like you can match it. It shows you who's been in the band. So like if you look at the fucking...
Where does Diana drop off? Or crash out?
Is there a Royal Family one?
Watch out now, I'm gonna crash.
Where Harry's just stops and the Queen's one's just along the top. Like the whole Queen and Charles along the whole top. Andrews just stops and fucking... But no. Yeah, so he's doing a... Bon Jovi, John Bon Jovi, is doing a song for Harry's like veteran Olympic thing, the Invictus Games.
Oh, yes.
And he put a really funny Instagram up being like, working on Abbey Road today with the artist formerly known as Prince. I thought it was pretty funny.
It was funny, and now obviously Prince.
But his song's still painfully average.
I haven't heard it, but I'm gonna have to go and have a wee listen. I know obviously now Harry and Meghan have stepped back from their roles. He's no longer a prince. So I've wrote him a letter. Letting him know that there is jobs in McDonald's all the time. He wrote back to me saying that he has been accepted. And McDonald's now are apparently going to bring back their Chicken Royale. So, right, each to their own,
I'm a bigger fan of Chicken Legend, I have to say.
Yeah, and why they took away the spicy fucking...
I know! The salsa they used to do. Fuck me. I don't want your shitty mayo.
I am taking barbecue now.
Oh, no.
I know.
I just don't get McDonald's. You know what's shite? You know what's really shite? Burger King.
There are both... Did you see that Burger King have been trolling McDonald's for years upon years and nobody's picked it up in their advertisements?
About what?
We'll maybe talk about that in the next one. We'll come back to it once you see it.
But yeah.
We'll come back to it. But yeah, also, right, okay. Because we need to get talking about Gleeson versus Neeson. However, I want to ask you this question, Sean. I'm going to make some noises here and I want to see, can you pick up what I'm doing? Bum. Valley. Bum.
Valley.
An old man looking out a window.
Oh, it's the Angelus.
Anybody doesn't know what the Angelus is? It's a thing in RTE at 6 o'clock where, like, for Virgin Mary and banging bells and such things across Ireland. Now, for anybody who doesn't know what we're going to very briefly talk about here now, it's a sacrifice. Sean, what? We're a week or two, whatever, now into Lent. 40 days and 40 nights. Sean's going celibate. How are you getting on?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Well, Jack, it hasn't been a struggle because for the first.
It hasn't been a struggle because of do you ever see that episode of South Park where they all get like giant balls and like bounce them?
I think so.
It's that. Yeah, that's how I got the studio here today.
like your own fucking space opera.
Yeah, what are you giving up?
What am I giving up? No, I'm going on things.
What are you going on?
Talking more. Do you know? I don't feel that there's enough of me in this world, and people aren't hearing enough of me. So I'm talking even more than what I was. So I'm ramping it up.
Oh, sweet God.
And talking more and more.
Mother of God.
So now that you know that,
are you
the
talking?
pints that we're going to take later, Sean, are going to be intense.
Are you talking anything of substance? No, is it still just pure dribble?
It's still gibberish, Sean. Complete and utter still gibberish. I mean, like, come on here. Do you know what I mean? There may be some good things that come out of it.
Will there?
Were you ever forced to do anything in Lent? Lent, by the way, if anybody wondering, is like when Jesus went in the desert 40 days, 40 nights, and sacrifice. So that now Catholics do it as a thing. My ma's always like, "You're giving up the fags, or not fags. You're giving up the cigarettes, Jack. Are you giving up the cigarettes this year, Jack? Giving up the cigarettes? No, mother.
Why don't you?
Because I like smoking cigarettes.
They're bad for you though.
Yeah, and so is fucking so many other things in this world.
That is true.
So is the light that's shining on us. Like, you know what I mean? I'm burning here, Sean. The light in this thing's burning my fucking ginger skin.
I
actually might have been the bacon I had earlier. It was delicious.
Did you ever did you subscribe to the you're allowed to take Paddy's Day off route?
Fucking right, it is. It's my birthday.
Oh, fucking it's your birthday.
It's my birthday. I can cry if I want to.
What are you doing for your birthday this year?
I don't know. Probably wreck through Dublin. There's talk about. I've seen Galliv. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. It's going to be a deer month.
It is.
I just don't know. But anyway, yeah, we used to be dragged to mass every morning before school in Lent.
Oh, like the 7:30 one.
7.
Oh,
it's fucking hard, man.
Up at 6 a.m. every morning.
Bar Saturdays when we worked.
Too.
We worked on a Saturday, but we had to go. Obviously, worked on a Saturday, like in the local shops and such things. But yeah, a hard thing to be at. Also, very very briefly, we're going to jump on. There was I thought this was class. People give the Catholic Church an awful lot of rap, or an awful bad old rap for a lot of the bad shit we do, and me and you are propellants at doing that as well.
Proponents.
Proponents. Good man, Sean. Propellants. But because they consistently are behind the times.
Yeah.
However, fuck by God did they modernise for Ash Wednesday.
Fuck by God.
There was a drive-through Ash Wednesday in Galway.
Right.
I thought this was. So the priest stood at the front gates of the chapel. Cures drove up, stuck their heads out.
Bang.
Doubt and all the dust you shall return. Bang. Hallelujah. See you later. Up the wing. 20 quid in the bucket.
20 quid? That's a good shout.
Yeah, fair playing it. For anybody who wanted to get their was there many in work? Are there ashes on?
There was quite a few. Although, did you see? I thought it was funny. It's kind of awful. Did you see your man? What do you call him? What the fuck do you call him? McDermott, that Notorious Bark Boys page.
Okay.
See the thing they put up, and it was like Ash Wednesday's like when you get the advanced UAV in Call of Duty. You can see.
Oh, okay.
You can see everybody.
Yeah, that was very good. Actually,
I thought it was very funny. But yeah, do you remember Bad Wednesdays on an Ash?
Bad Wednesdays on an Ash Wednesday. Spot the Protestant, don't he? Without ashes on his head. I used to run a thing, folks. When we lived, and people came to the house, and I would, because I had the authority to do that.
Did you? What?
Yeah, fucking right.
No, you don't.
That's fucking right. I did.
To give people ashes.
I was an ash giver before I was Eucharistic minister.
Oh, fuck up.
I swear to God.
You don't need to be a priest. You need to be a priest to give.
No, you do. You fuck. You can be a lay person. Like I don't anymore, by the way, folks. But when I did.
Is there much training involved?
What's that?
Is there much training involved?
Can you make a cross? You don't want to know how hard it is.
I don't think I've ever got ashes on my head that look like a cross.
Well, then you haven't came to JD.
well.
But anyway, yeah. So
that's Lent,
you doing anything for Lent, Sean?
I thought we said celibate.
Other than celibacy, yeah.
Just generally, cutting down all the bad shit,
Yeah, sex and drugs and rock and roll.
Sex and drugs and all that. Sex and drugs and rock and roll, and pints and all that. And
yeah.
See how that goes.
See how it goes.
What are you doing? You never actually said.
Haven't decided yet.
Haven't decided. Cutting it fine.
Cutting it fine. Yeah.
In fact, I think you're late.
Late to the party, Sean. Never want to be the first man there.
No, but you'd like to get there at some stage.
Yeah, you can just imagine if it went back. I just fly in the chopper. Jesus, just walking through the desert. Me lands in. Hey, man.
What are you giving up? Ah, it's too late now. Sorry.
But anyway, right, folks. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to be back in a little few seconds. We're going to be chatting about Brendan Gleeson and
Versus
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson. In conjunction with an event I'm helping run at the Queen's Film Theatre. You'll hear all about that on the other side.
You will indeed, folks. So look, stick around, because before we tell you about the Neeson Gleeson LUMI event coming up, I actually got chatting to Nice Try. They were down supporting Toy Girl, actually down in the Sound House in Dublin. I got chatting to them to see what was the crack and how they got on to the gig. So I'm here with Nice Try. We're here in the Sound House down in Dublin. Folks, how are we getting on?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good, yeah.
It was fantastic. You were absolutely brilliant. It was absolutely lovely. Tell me this. So how did you get together? What was the crack?
So we got together, I think the first two members who came together were myself and Eunice about 2 years ago. Nearly 3 years ago. About 2.5, whatever. We got together and made a band with a few friends. I was asked to replace another drummer who had already been in the band, and I came in, really enjoyed it. We played one song at like a showcase gig. Eunice put me aside, said that she wanted to make it a full band. I came back to a rehearsal and Cian was there, handing over to Eunice. You can explain how Cian got into it, or Cian.
Well,
see, we all met in college, you see, so we just naturally kind of started playing together. Eunice had tried, Eunice had experimented with different musicians and stuff, and then it came to us three, and then we had a different bass player for about 6 months to a year, but then he left, which was really the best thing for the band, because then we got Danny, which was
he was the one that like brought the sound together. Like we wanted to do this type of music, but for somehow we were not doing it, and then as soon as Danilo joined, like the thing just happened. So
And for anybody that doesn't know you, what would you say, if you had a genre or a type of music, what would you say that you would, if there was some type of bracket that we all want to be put into these days, or everybody seeks to be put into?
genre is quite hard, not trying to sound.
Yeah, I mean, I normally just say like loosely shoegaze is what I kind of describe it as.
It's like an indie folk bass band with like a little bit of shoegaze.
I think the main thing is just like the type of music. It's quite introspective. It's very ambient-y, very, it makes you go somewhere else. Yeah. Build a little world that you can come in, enjoy, and then leave after, I guess.
And tell me this, what do you write songs about? Do you write songs about fucking world peace? Do you write songs about eating a Chinese after a night out? Like what gets you going, if you know what I mean?
Well, so because this is Eunice's, it started off as Eunice's project. Eunice writes most of the songs, so she will have to.
I do mostly like, not diary, but it's about feelings and like mental health. Is in a way like the way it's never like love songs or like very political songs. It's just like my feelings, and it's an outlet for me letting out whatever I'm bottling up. So yeah.
And your singing was beautiful, by the way. It was absolutely fantastic, and the lads backing you. If you had, who do you draw on? Is it an eclectic mix of everybody differently, or what's the crack?
I think it's different. I think that's the best thing about the band, is that everyone comes from a different kind of musical background. Like, if you were to come and see the band, you'd never guess that my biggest influence is John Bonham of Led Zeppelin, in the 70s.
Fantastic choice.
Yeah, thank you very much. So you'd never guess that, I think. Sorry. So if you came and see us and you looked at everyone individually, you'd see that there's a lot of like power and a lot of driving coming from the drums, and that reflects in my kind of time growing up with bands like Led Zeppelin and stuff. And then
we're all pretty big fans of Radiohead. That's all I can
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
A lot of like it's a bit of a throwback. It feels quite nostalgic because we listen to a lot of 90s music, and it's kind of like we use the influences from when we were younger rather than like influences from nowadays. So that's why our music is usually very nostalgic and kind of brings you back from the band you were listening when you were young, rather than like very current bands. I'd say.
Myself and Danilo, I think both are into experimental music a lot too, which is why we try to get weird sounds and stuff. Is like part of the goal, I guess. Yeah.
So remember one time that Zeppelin used to have they were in a house and they were at the top of the stairs and used to work with sounds coming up and down the stairs. Do you like what, when you start recording, when you start writing, when you start putting stuff together, anything slightly any different? Is there pots and pans going about, or what's the?
We write in the dark. That's one thing.
Oh
we
yeah,
do, yeah.
we put
We
like
have
cool
fluorescent
lights.
We rehearse in a dark room
Do you
with
know
low
those like
lights.
10-hour YouTube videos of like a galaxy expanding?
Yeah.
I think the main thing, like the guys with their instruments, is trying to not sound like a guitar or a bass. Just be very soundscapey and like stay away from like the cliche or the traditional sounds. Yeah.
And do you have anything coming up? What are you doing at the moment? You're obviously supporting Toy Girl tonight. Are you gigging about, or what's the crack?
Yeah, we just recorded. Yeah.
We just recorded our first single, so we got a few gigs coming up.
We're going to do a vinyl of it, so we have a single and a B-side, which will probably come out around September time. And we're excited to do the vinyl as like our first release. It's kind of like we felt like doing it, so we're doing it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Are you allowed to tell me what the single is called and what if not, okay, of course, but...
Yeah, it was Willows. It was the last song we played. And the B-side is that kind of ambient, like, introduction for the song. So, yeah.
They kind of run into each other. It's like a kind of two songs put as one.
Like a Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon, where it's just, the Wizard of Oz clashing together and all.
Yeah, like the whole point of the song, like if either you listen to it before or after Willows, they still blend together. So if you play it before, listen to Willows, and play after, they will blend together. There's not like a silence pause or like a weird thing. Like they can, yeah.
There's even like reverse parts we took from the single to slap it into the ambient track. So like you're gonna hear some things you've heard in the other track, but like in a different way. It's kind of like
It's like a beautiful continuity almost with it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And finally, where can people find you? Where can they hear you? What's the crack?
Instagram's probably the best one.
We currently have nothing. Oh, sorry. We currently have nothing released, so yeah, keep an eye on our Instagram, which is
It's Nice Try. It's Nice Try. That's it.
Yeah.
It's Nice Try.
Sweet. Well, look, folks, thank you very much for talking to me.
Thanks very much. Yeah.
And we are back in the room once again. So what we're going to be chatting about now is Queen's Film Theatre. We're going to be chatting about LUMI, and we're going to be chatting about an event they've got coming up, Neeson versus Gleeson.
The Gleeson-Neeson season.
Yes, indeed. You can almost imagine, like, let's get ready to rumble.
Oh, we can't afford the copyright to say that.
No, we can't. Do we take that out?
No.
So Sean, what is LUMI and what is the Gleeson season?
Can you say it 3 times fast?
Gleeson.
Right. Hold on. Is it the Gleeson? It's the Gleeson-Neeson season. And right. So LUMI is young programmers group in Queen's Film Theatre. It's a voluntary group of people. I think the age range is 16 to 27 or thereabouts. So I still count as young officially because I'm a member of this young programmers group myself.
Of course.
And I'm kind of.
You don't look like 40-year-old man or anything.
No, I know I don't, Jack. Somebody once told me they thought I was 32.
32?
I know.
Oh my God.
And I was like, okay.
I get that all the time though, but like, I'm 20.
For anyone out there who is 32, it's not like or over,
Yeah.
We're not, it's not a bad thing. It's just I was like 23 at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so LUMI is the young programmers group of which I am a member, and I am helping to put this event on at the end of the month, at the end of March 29th. The Gleeson-Neeson season.
It's my younger brother's birthday.
Is it? Well then, take him down.
Take him down for a birthday bash.
We're going to be celebrating the life and times and careers of these two titans of Irish cinema.
Can I also say as well, I was looking at photos of Brendan Gleeson earlier. Literally you with ginger hair. No word of a lie. There's a younger.
I couldn't grow that. I can't grow beard. I really can't. It's pretty horrendous. But he has a lovely big beard.
He was clean shaven.
Oh,
he was
that's
maybe in his
even worse.
30s.
That's even worse. Well, I take at least 32-year-old Brendan Gleeson over just 32-year-old me. But can we not
as part of the day, we're showing In Bruges. So could like, I don't have Colin Farrell over Brendan Gleeson. Not Brendan Gleeson, not a handsome man.
No.
Colin Farrell's...
Yeah, he's a very handsome man. Look at my hair.
I don't think there's a lot more to do other than that. But yeah, so we'll be celebrating the lifetimes careers of these two titans of Irish cinema. And we will be screening In Bruges. Fantastic film, hilarious film.
Brilliant film. Dark humour, very funny.
Taken, the kind of revitalised, what's it, shot. Like Liam Neeson, who was pretty much like nearly 50, around 50 at the time, made him an action star in the twilight of his career. Well, not the twilight of his career, the later stages of career.
Oh, so the first one was sort of when he was sort of, right? That's mad.
And we'll be having a themed quiz around their careers and their films, trivia about them, etc.
You'll slip me the answer, would you?
Huh?
Slip me the answer.
And
Sean is not going to slip me the answer.
No, never. And
is there prizes? Sorry for the quiz.
There are prizes.
Are you allowed to reveal the prizes?
Well, I can confirm there will be a selection of prizes relating to both Brendan Gleeson and Liam Neeson, including some
dinner for two,
life-size cutouts.
Oh what? I didn't know this was the case.
So
I want Brendan Gleeson's cutout in my life.
So you could have dinner with the cutout. If you
that
want.
Would be hilarious. You want to belong in a restaurant? Here, dinner for two. Please, your arm round like.
It probably battered the shit. Yeah. So there will be a selection of prizes, but those will be some of the highlights. We might even have some cake because March 29th, conveniently, is Brendan Gleeson's 65th birthday.
65.
Mm-hmm. And he didn't want to come and celebrate with us. You know.
Yeah, he says you could think about things to be at. Like.
Yeah. There will be no. Well, there might be some special appearances by the cardboard cutouts. None by the men themselves. But no, come on down. There's the quiz, the two screenings. There's going to be lots of other stuff on in terms of little themed events and treats and cocktails maybe. There will be cocktails themed around their films, their quotes, etc. But we thought we would touch in on this lovely event coming up and chat through the life and times of careers of both of these men, kind of see what we think of their films, see how Jack's opinions are once again wrong, and which of their films we like or don't like, or
sorry, coronavirus. What do you call it? Wrong. So Taken isn't a great film. Like,
I like it. I liked it.
maybe it's just I've seen it so often. But look, we'll come to that maybe later. You know.
But we'll kind of talk about. We'll go through the background, and where it came from, and I suppose we'll kick off Big Brendan.
Big Brendan was born, as Sean said, on March 29th. Same date as my younger brother, Joe Donnelly.
Maybe your younger brother is Brendan Gleeson.
You never know. You never know. Although I don't think Joe would be as like Brendan, was a pretty stocky fella. Like, you know?
Yes.
Like, I mean, running into him when he was in a younger man in his 20s, I mean, it'd be like hitting a brick wall.
Oh, yeah. You wouldn't get too far. Like.
No, you would not. He was born in 1985, that's my birthday. 1955. He is Irish born, of course. He is Aries. That is his star sign.
Do you believe in star signs and stuff?
Do fuck. I do not. Do you believe in star signs?
No.
I'm Pisces, like, and the fish. I do really love fish.
I think I'm Cancer. The crab, isn't it? Although I think mine's like on a line. I think so. Some magazines are like, "Oh, you're this other one." I don't know. I don't read them. I don't care. But yeah, this is a complete digression. Brendan Gleeson is as an Aries.
Yeah, he's an Aries. If you wanted to know, he's 6'2".
Is he?
6'2", same height as myself.
Jack's 6 foot. Jack's 6 foot.
How the
Anyway,
I am not 6 foot.
I'm taller than Jack.
Get away and scratch yourself. But yes, Brendan Gleeson, he's an award-winning actor. He's a former teacher. People will know him from movies like the Harry Potter movies, where he played Mad-Eyed Moody. He also Mad-Eyed Moody. You see
Mad-Eyed Moody.
Mad-Eyed Moody.
There you go.
What was I saying?
Said Mad-Eye Movie the first time.
Yeah, I think he was the best thing in any of those Harry Potter films.
Yeah, but you're just wrong about those two. The Harry Potter films good.
Okay, well, whatever. He also played Churchill.
He did.
As well, which bagged him an Emmy in 2009. He's created and starred in over 900 films. He has won 2 British Independent Film Awards and 3 Irish Film and Television Awards. He's been nominated thrice for Golden Globes and twice for BAFTAs as well. So, he grew up in Dublin. As I said earlier, he was born in 55 to Pat and Frank Gleeson. He is a younger brother, Frank Gleeson, as well. As a child, he was, described as somebody who was an avid reader, loved Beckett, absolutely loved Samuel Beckett, which is pretty hard because Beckett is like, it's pretty like dour and like, if you ever try to read Waiting for Godot, like
it's intense.
It isn't. It's tight going.
Yeah.
But was wildly into drama in school. Took it up when he was in like high school. As again in plays like Waiting for Godot. He done stuff in the Shakespeare Film Festival in Dublin. Yeah, he just really loved theatre as a young man.
Mm-hmm. He was his degree was in English and Irish, and he went on to become a teacher.
Did
I do believe in school in Dublin. I think he was based in Dublin.
St Joseph CBS, maybe was it?
Jack's been doing his research.
Oh no, sorry. He got his education from St Joseph CBS in Fairview in Dublin.
He went to teach at the Balcamp College in Dublin, which is now closed. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's unfortunate or not.
No, I don't.
A piece of cinematic history though.
Yeah,
but yeah, he got his degree in English and Irish from UCD, and worked as a teacher for several years, teaching Irish and English and secondary school level.
He also taught PE as well.
Right.
Again.
What you imagine doing rugby?
That's exactly right. I was like, you know the way, like, I don't know in your school when you're going, but the PE teachers got involved.
Oh.
So what I mean? So you can imagine him, like Paul O'Connell. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it'll be you imagine all the like 11-year-olds like doing the rugby lesson, just hanging off him.
Like, what do you call him? Nelson Munch or Simpsons? You know what I mean? Like,
road. But yeah, he left teaching to commit to acting in 1981. So he would have been mid-30s at this stage.
Yeah, he received an invitation actually from the Royal Shakespeare Company to audition, and then he spent a couple of years doing that in his mid-30s. Started auditioning, as you say, Sean, for UK short films in different roles. You know, and there was a period of struggle, as there always is. You know, we're all struggling in some way, shape, or form. Do you know what I mean? Like, share, subscribe to the podcast,
please.
And you know, he was working as a theatre actor in films like Wasters, Brown Bread, Home. He also wrote and directed two successful plays called The Bird Table in 1987 and Breaking Up in 1988. But I suppose really sort of took his professional film career in 1998, playing the role of Brendan Dowd in a television film called Dear Sarah.
Right.
Then he came on to other things, televisions, for example, Hard Shoulder in 1990. Also played the role of a lorry, where he played the role of a lorry driver. It was in the movie called The Field as well in 1990. But he really sort of, you know, he was in other things as well. St. Oscar 1981, in The Border Country, that was 1981 as well. He was, of course, in Michael Collins.
And he also played Michael Collins.
Oh, did he?
In an RT, I think it was an RT TV film called The Treaty. But then, yeah, he played Liam Tobin in Michael Collins, which was like one of Collins' mates, collaborators, etc.
Okay. So for me and Sean went to school in... We were in the same, like, we're doing A levels. I went to Sean's school to do my A levels, right? And there was a joke that went round the school, and I think, Sean, you'll probably agree with this, that every single, you know, and it's not.
I'm really curious how it's going.
Yeah, you know, they're not been indoctrinated or anything, like, but you know, if you went through the academy once or through your 7 years without seeing Michael Collins at least more than once.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you know, rainy days or end of year, you know, every bloody teacher seems to have a copy of Michael Collins and
wheel out. It's almost like they had one TV between them and the DVD was like stuck in it. Just wheel it out and put it on. But no.
Well, just before you go on, is there not a DVD or a video in your house? Is it Tyrone? Like,
oh yeah, we have a video of Tyrone Dublin in the 2008 quarterfinal, which was watched so much on video that obviously certain bits, and rewind over certain points and goals, and certain bits of it worn out. So as a result, then when it got converted to DVD, those bits were still worn out. So we have a DVD that for some reason somehow has like static of like a video worn out over those key bits.
That is so
because it's been rewind so many times. And I'm surprised the Michael Collins one in the one DVD that had in that school wasn't the same, all worn down.
Funny enough, when you mentioned that thing, that the treaty 1990, he won a Jacobs Award for that in 1982.
Right. But yeah, like as you say, we are with that kind of whistle top tour of some of his filmography. He was involved predominantly in theatre, but was doing some like TV stuff and all prior to 1981-82 when he really went at it full time, because he was trained as an actor and was, as you say, really passionate about it, but was doing it kind of a side sort of gig with the teaching. And it was only when he was 34 that he, I've done the math in my head, it's took me the last like 5 minutes, that he went full time at the acting. And as you see now, we're having a whole season to celebrate him. He's been pretty good at it.
He has been pretty good at it. You know, his sort of big breakthrough came in the year I was born, 1985, when he appeared alongside Mel Gibson in Braveheart. Freedom!
Yeah, I think if you're Scottish, that must be really annoying.
Oh, without a doubt.
Like if you go to American stuff, I'm sure that's like the go-to.
Oh, if the Americans go to Scotland?
Yeah, or Scotland, go to Scottish meet people.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But yeah, we're not talking about Scotland.
No, we're not. He played Hamish Campbell, which was William Wallace's trusted friend. This, I suppose, would almost cast and the way Gleeson acts in a lot of his later movies, which will come on to, that in Braveheart, he has just real witty one-liners. Do you know what I mean? Real funny, things. And
He's very, very good comedic timing.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. And that stereotypical Irishman droll, do you know what I mean? Real like, oh God, and that you can very much understand, and
I mean, even as I'm sure we'll come back to later, one of the films they are screening on March 29th in Bruges, like that film lives and dies, and not only lives but prospers on the dynamic between him and Colin Farrell. His like the straight man to. For anyone who hasn't seen In Bruges, it's these two hitmen who end up having to hide out in the small town of Bruges in Belgium. And
Colin Farrell giving authors frig all today.
Yeah, that's a shitty wee town and all this. And Brandon's like, sure, look, we'll look at the castle. Can't remember. I think Ken and Ray, I think their names came out too. But yeah, it's that he's a very good straight man with very good comedic timing.
But yeah, so he was in multiple other film successes as well. He was also played the general in 1988, where he played the role of Martin Cahill. He was an Irish criminal, and he nominated for a National Society of Film Critics Award for Best Actor and the Satellite Award for Best Actor in Motion Picture Drama. I haven't seen it all, I've seen bits of it. He's also in that movie Lake Placid.
He is in Lake Placid. I always forget he's in Lake Placid.
Yeah, he's like the sheriff or something, isn't he?
Yeah, because that's a big film.
Well, but I remember watching Lake Placid. It's the big, massive crocodile, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it like, was it as big as I remember watching as a child?
But like it's like Bill Pullman and by David Thewlis? No, David Lewis, isn't it?
There's a big enough people cast in it. Oh yeah, without a doubt. But yeah, and he was also in Mission Impossible 2. Yeah, he's done very well. The New Millennium brought loads of films for him, or a lot of roles. Harrison's Flowers, Artificial Intelligence, Dark Blue. He was also in Gangs of New York, which was 2002, where he starred alongside another Irish actor. Of course,
Liam Neeson.
Did you like Gangs of New York, Sean?
I'd only seen it last year.
Oh, seriously?
Big fan.
Quite good indeed.
Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis is pretty good in it. I think he's
Leonardo DiCaprio's in it as well.
Yes. His accent's
like,
terrible.
the main is so horrendous.
No, sorry, his thingies is worse. Cameron Diaz. Isn't it Cameron Diaz?
I can't remember.
She's like the love interest sort of thing.
Okay.
And she also has like a bit of an Irish accent, and it's just dreadful.
It's just not the one at all.
It's not the one. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, to be fair, I'm sure we can't do an American accent. Can you? Either.
Oh my God, are you serious?
You
think I can't do an American accent?
But I'm sure that's similarly cliched and awful.
Oh, such a cliche. I'd say
that's like Cameron Diaz's is in Gangs of New York. But no, Daniel Day-Lewis is very good in it. DiCaprio is very good in it. This is my theory, right?
Okay.
Brendan Gleeson and
there's a lot of big names in it.
Brendan Gleeson and Liam Neeson are like ships in the night, like stars,
right,
in space.
Okay.
They can't be too close to one another because
the world will shatter.
Yeah, or some shit. Because so they're both in Michael Collins, right? But not like obviously Liam Neeson is Michael Collins, so he's in most of the film. Yes. Brendan Gleeson is kind of there a wee bit, but they're not together for a long time.
Okay.
Similarly in Gangs of New York, you'd imagine if
because Neeson gets the
killed. Spoilers for a 20-year-old film. Neeson gets killed immediately.
Yeah, straight on the bat.
Like it's like starring Liam Neeson. Oh no, he's not anymore.
I'd love to know what he could pay for that.
I'd say it was decent.
For all of about 5 minutes of footage.
Yeah,
and it's all of just him walking.
Yeah, oh no, the fight. Should they not fight?
Oh, they have the big fight scene at the start,
and then he dies.
Yeah, and then he's away.
It's maybe like 6
he's
months.
The priest or something. Called it?
Valon. Something like that's his name.
Right.
Do you remember Leonardo DiCaprio's name is Amsterdam in it? Like his first name is Amsterdam.
Seriously?
I think they have a nickname for him
or something. No, did you never get that? People, yeah.
Not the first name though.
Oh, I know people who have named their children after places where the child was conceived.
Let's keep that off air. And yeah.
Oh, there's Leash.
And then he dies immediately, and then Brendan Gleeson is kind of like the advisory sort of figure to DiCaprio.
He's also a barber.
In the film?
I think in the... Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is he Brendan Gleeson down the road just cutting man's hair?
Just for the crack. But, yeah, why have they not been in a film together? It would seem like
Aye.
Predominantly, as in, maybe not as in the two leads, but like, give me that.
Aye.
We should make that film. Could we afford them?
Could we afford them?
We'd make it with cardboard cutouts if we win the race.
You know what? If we get, do you have the cardboard cutouts?
I can either confirm nor deny the location of the cardboard cutouts.
Okay, because
you're going to kidnap them.
Just break into your apartment tonight and damn. But yeah, no, Gangs of New York is very, very good indeed. What else did he play? He was in Troy in 2004 as well. This was a massive box office hit. And in the same year, he appeared in the psychological thriller The Village, which was directed by Night Shyamalan.
Night Shyamalan.
Did you ever see The Village?
Yeah, that's one of the. There's a twist at the end of it because there's a twist at the end of all M. Night Shyamalan films.
You didn't like what was the other one that we went to see? The Night Shyamalan one very recently.
Split.
Split. You didn't like
Terrible.
Split? I didn't mind it.
I really didn't.
I think it was great, but I thought what do you call him? James McAvoy was good. Like.
What the fuck? But
you like
Brendan Gleeson isn't it?
No,
So,
Brendan Gleeson is.
stay
Sorry, and we
back
have.
to-
Sorry, my apologies.
We have so much Brendan Gleeson to get.
We do. In 2005, he was Alistair Mad-Eye Moody
in the very good Harry Potter films.
In
The Goblet of Fire was the first one he was in,
yeah, and then Order of the Phoenix.
and then Order of the Phoenix, and then he dies in spoilers for like a 10-year-old film. He dies.
You don't even
in-
get to see him die. I was ripping with that.
Yeah, because in the book,
They
it's,
just go flying. Do you know what I mean? Because the
Well,
Dementors are after him. Or something.
yeah, but like, so in the book, he kind of alludes to him dying. You like see him like get hit, and it's like, well, obviously you don't see it's a book, you read it, but like alludes,
That really takes the throw the book at.
and you kind of see it, but then you don't really in the film, which is disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of dies off screen. He technically shares a role there in the fourth one, weirdly, with David Tennant,
Elaborate.
because in the fourth one he isn't actually Mad-Eye Moody. He's David Tennant. David Tennant's character pretending to be Mad-Eye Moody.
yeah. Oh
So-
my god, I forgot David Tennant was in that.
Yeah,
Holy
for like
shit, yeah.
like it's like Liam Neeson in
in the box, isn't it?
what?
He's got a chest.
Well, the real one's in the box.
yeah.
Yeah. So David Tennant.
Because that would have been really good makeup if it had looked like.
David Tennant is playing a guy pretending to be another guy who's kidnapped the first guy. Who wasn't David Tennant, not that first guy. The guy David Tennant's playing.
Exactly.
Yeah, and yeah, David Tennant was in that very very briefly. Disappointing. More David Tennant.
David Tennant's good out skin. Good out skin. And then he was in Bruges in 2008 with Colin Farrell, but we're going to
Great film. We'll come back to that.
Very, very good film. Martin McDonagh?
Martin McDonagh, yes. Who you saw his play.
I did.
Very recently, The Lieutenant of Inishmore.
I did see it in Dublin in the Getty Theatre. Absolutely fantastic. If you're into dark humour and you can go and see that, I would highly, highly recommend. Yeah, he was nominated. He's been nominated for like multiple awards. IFTA Award, for Best Actor in Lead Role, BAFTA Award for Best Actor in Supporting Role, British Independent Film Award for Best Actor, Golden Globe Award for Best Actor, and Satellite Award for Best Actor. He's done voiceovers for the fantasy film The Book of Kells. It was 2009.
I assume about the book. Just when you said about the IFTA Awards, they're like the Irish Film and Television Awards or something. I think it was those where him and Donal were nominated. Both
for the same award?
For the same award.
Or the
but-
same, same
but then
category.
I think Brendan won it. Obviously, his son, Donal Gleeson, also a very famous actor.
Yes. He was in Brooklyn.
He was in Brooklyn, which
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. Which I'm not a fan of, but you know.
I would recommend going back and listening to our movies of the decade if anybody's into that.
But I'm not into Brooklyn.
Because you're wrong.
Well, we'll leave it at that. Go listen to the podcast and make your own decisions.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there was this whole thing where they're both nominated, which is cool in and of itself.
Yeah.
But then Brendan won but couldn't be there. So Donal had to go up and accept it, and it was all like, "Oh, I'm here to accept Father's award, who's took this away from me." You know, like real check the piss. But then I think a year later, I don't know if it was the same awards or another one. I don't know if they're both nominated, but Donal won but wasn't there, so Brendan had to go up and accept it.
Very good, very good.
So it's all a bit of crack.
It's all a bit of crack, it is indeed. But yeah, no, he's done very, very well. In the same year, he was nominated for that IFTA award for playing the character Darren Peer in the movie Peer's Bounty.
Cillian Murphy, very good film. Was on the side of the Activision in Coal Island for God knows how long, the poster for that film.
Oh, seriously?
Uh-huh.
And then after that, he was in Deathly Hallows 2010. Again, Alistair, Mad-Eyed Movie. Brendan Gleeson.
Mad-Eye Moody.
Moody, what
I
did I
said
say?
movie again. Mad-Eye Moody.
Maybe I have a wee lisp or something going on
Maybe
there.
you do, yeah.
But yeah, he's done very, very well. He has also been in films like Albert Nobbs, which was 2011, and then done different things between 11 and 14. So The Cops, Safe House, The Raven, The Pirates in an Adventure with Scientists. Yeah, again, you know.
It's apparently pretty good.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, but I've never seen it.
He acts in then 2014, which is absolutely brilliant. Another McDonagh. This is John Michael McDonagh play, or directed by John Michael McDonagh, and it is of course Calvary.
Calvary, love
Brilliant,
Calvary.
brilliant. The premise of it, if anybody hasn't seen it, is that he's the priest in it and he's taking confessions, and this person gets into the confession box and tells him, "I'm going to kill you a week from Saturday," and he is quite disturbed by this.
As you would.
As you would be, yeah. And it's in a setting, sort of small Irish town, and sort of goes through about how he deals with it. Do you know what I mean? And it's very, very sad.
It is.
It's hilariously funny as well.
Yeah, a very black comedy. Because I think the thread through a lot of the filmography we kind of discussed and talked about is that Gleeson is very much a fan of independent cinema. He is in his big films. He's in his Harry Potters. He's in Michael Collins. He's in Braveheart. And he's cast as sort of a character actor that plays these sort of, not the main character, but these sort of side interesting characters in these bigger films. But then at the same time, in these independent, smaller films that he's on, like The Guard and Calvary, he still has this methodology of this sort of very interesting character actor, but it's like really these interesting characters in these very quintessentially Irish independent sort of films and he seems to really revel and enjoy those sort of roles at the same time. And especially, as we say, recent examples, they're more and more prominent in his career, like The Guard, which we both adore.
Oh, brilliant.
The Guard's fantastic, real rude and crude.
It is, yeah, and the humour's dark, and it's like, it reminds me a lot of that stereotype quintessential Irish man, and slightly backward, and will just blurt out whatever he says, and that sort of me, blurt out whatever he says, shoot first, consequences later. So he's done very well. In 2015, he was awarded Best Supporting Actor with the Independent British Film Award. Sorry, he got an Independent British Film Award for his role as Arthur Steed in the historical drama Suffragette. And then in recent years, he's done notable movies like In the Heart of the Sea, 2015, Assassin's Creed in 2016. Did you see that?
No, apparently it's terrible.
Because I was going to say, I thought you would have seen it.
I like the games, yeah. The games are very good, but the film's apparently not great.
Mr. Mendez in 2017, and then Hampstead as well in 2017.
Hampstead's very good.
Yeah.
Recommend Hampstead.
And Paddington in 2017.
Paddington's meant to be great crack.
Yeah. I thought you'd seen it.
No, I haven't seen it, but it's meant to be great crack and like a real heartfelt sort of thing.
Oh.
I think he's like a chef in it called Knuckles McGinty, which is just, the name alone is, fantastic.
Knuckles McGinty. We never really mentioned the fact that he done very well in the Into the Storm 2009, was awarded an Emmy for that, for Outstanding Lead Actor. He got a Satellite Award for that as well. Got an AFTA Award, British Academy Television Award, and was nominated for those last three, and was nominated for a Golden Globe as well.
Very good.
Very good. So he's done very well. But Sergeant Jerry Boyle in The Yard is probably where he stands out.
Standout role for you.
I just think it's really, really funny. Do you know what I mean? Like, he was nominated again for Golden Globe, Satellite Award, and the same again. And I just thought he was just really, really hilarious.
Well, talk to me about The Yard. What do you like? What do you not like?
I like the fact that it's very blunt. I like the fact that, so The Yard's set up, if anybody hasn't seen it, it's set up that
an FBI agent.
Yeah, an FBI agent comes because there's talks about big shipments of cocaine or whatever coming in to that part of Ireland. Where's it, west? Oh, it's set off the west.
It's not Dublin. No, it's not Dublin. No, it's like rural, isn't it?
It's rural Ireland, yeah. And it's very much like the stereotype of like a rural yard in a rural, like almost like backwater sort of thing. It's very heartwarming. His mother thinks dying of cancer, and he takes her out and goes and visits her. It's quite sad. His daughter comes, then he's caught out because he hires hookers. He ends up, things just all sort of come crashing down a wee bit, do you know what I mean? Very much like when it's that Irish man bottles it all up, and then when shit hits the fan, it sort of just explodes. Do you know what I mean? But it's so funny, and he's surrounded by everybody in the village or whatever is so enamoured by this FBI agent that comes, and he
played by Don Cheadle,
and Gleeson is not flinched at all whatsoever, and he borderlines racism at times.
Yeah.
Well, not borderline, actually.
Oh yeah.
Does, yeah.
I think the line he says in it is, "Racism is part of my culture." I'm Irish. Which gives you a sense of the kind of humour of the film. It's very much both laughing at itself and laughing at the idea of this over the top, like,
with no
awful Yard.
Yeah, exactly. I know, but no badness in it at all. Like,
it was set in Connemara. Of course, should have known.
Galliv.
It is the most successful independent Irish film of all time in terms of Irish box office. What did it overtake? And it's not. I know what you're gonna say, because it's a film that we will be just talking about later, and I've touched on briefly.
Michael Collins?
It's not Michael Collins.
It didn't take over Michael Collins.
Was When the Chicks the Barley.
Oh, brilliant! Cillian Murphy.
Yeah,
very good.
They pull the nails out.
The chicken coop. Your man's like hung in the chicken coop or something.
Oh yeah,
and your wee woman's like, you killed him in the chicken coop.
It's a bad job. The film in general is a bad job. It's just
It's a sad film. Like,
but we're talking about a fun film. The Guard.
Yeah, we are.
Great crack. It's great
we are. But no, he's done very, very well. He's got like, you know, Primetime Emmy Award for Standout Actor, as I was saying, Into the Storm, and he's done very, very well. Calvary was just also so brilliant, and it was like, again, similar thing. They wanted him to do a third one, or there was rumours of him doing a third one. So he's done, you know, who are the three stereotypical men in Irish culture?
A priest, a cop,
And a politician.
Oh.
And they wanted to do a politician. I'd love to have seen him do a politician. Do you know what I mean? I think
Bertie
some-
Ahern sort of type.
Yeah, sort of like that, but maybe, you know, doing like back deals, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or maybe involved something that goes on in Northern Ireland or something, you know. I thought it'd be really funny, or a money scandal with a
That would
property
be good.
developer.
Would be good.
But he said no, he didn't really want to do that. And I was like, oh, Brendan, come on.
Well, he is now doing though another film with his In Bruges collaborator, Michael McDonough and
Okay.
Colin Farrell. They're doing another film, which I don't know if it's confirmed or if it's just speculation, but the film apparently is going to be a film version of McDonough's never staged play, The Banshees of Inisheer,
Right.
which is the third and was to be the third play in this Iron Islands trilogy he's written. Also made up
okay,
of
okay.
what you saw recently, Lieutenant of Inishmore, The Cripple of Inishman, and
You seen Cripple of Inishman?
No, missed it in the West End.
Oh, I thought
It's meant to be very good. And then what would have been The Banshee of Inisheer. So that should be interesting. And of course, if it's anything like In Bruges or those plays, it should be absolutely hilarious and very grim.
Oh, it'll be very, very good.
The other thing I want to touch on about The Guard is it's interesting that we were talking earlier about his comic timing and playing the straight man and stuff like that. When, now that I think about it, The Guard, it's the opposite. Don Cheadle's more the straight man. You know, it's Gleason's character, Jerry Boyle, comes out with these outrageous statements.
Oh, yeah.
So it's interesting. He can clearly do both sides of that spectrum in terms of
I can play both sides of the coin, like, without a doubt.
comedic performance. In terms of both sides of the coin, the man is also very multi-talented.
He is plays the fiddle.
The mandolin as well.
The mandolin as well. Oh, well, yeah, I've seen him. You know, he's played the fiddle in some of his movies as well. He's, you know, he's done pretty well.
And he's fluent. He's a Gaeilgeoir. He's fluent Gaeilgeoir.
Fluent in Gaeilgeoir. He also, you know, we were chatting earlier about him teaching. You said he taught English and Irish, and he says he also taught math as well.
Right.
You know, so he's a smart fellow, like. Do you know what I mean?
Smarter than any of us. He can sing too. He released a version. He sung in the Coen Brothers Netflix film, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, as did the man we're moving on to talk about very soon, Liam Neeson. And he's also recorded a version of Rocky Road to Dublin with a trad band whose name I cannot recall. And maybe we'll try and put that up on Facebook so you can have a listen. And of course, he's Donald's dad. That's his other claim to fame.
Donald Gleeson's dad. Donald Gleeson is quite a good actor too.
I think Donald Gleeson's more famous than him.
Well, what else has Donald Gleeson been in?
They're both in Harry Potter. Because Donald
Yeah.
Gleeson's one of the Weasleys.
And Donald Gleeson is.
He was in that In Time, do you remember? That time travel one? With Bill
Donald
Murray.
Gleeson is one of the Weasleys.
Yeah. Not one of the main ones. You know there's like 7 Weasleys.
Yeah. So I thought you meant that one of the.
No,
two
he's not
brothers.
Ron Weasley.
Yeah. No. I thought you meant one of the two brothers, and I was like, hold on.
No, because they're real life twins.
Yeah. And he was also in Brooklyn as well.
He was in Brooklyn. Do I think he's more famous?
No, he's plenty of time to get there. Like, you know what I mean?
And yeah, so yeah, that's kind of Brendan's life and times. Teacher, kind of got into acting a little later, but has absolutely not hung about. He's an Aston Villa fan as well. I didn't know what
How
to
does
do
that
with
tip you, Sean?
I don't really mind.
You already follow Liverpool anymore, no?
I do, but like, you know,
Yeah.
That's why I'm just mentioning it here because I had a lot of notes and stuff intertwined really well, and then there was just these Aston Villa fans, so just thought I'd add that.
Add it in there.
Apparently Donald is too. But yeah, those are the life and times of Brendan Gleeson, whose birthday will be celebrated on 29th March, and he'll be 65 years old. And you should celebrate too by coming down to the QFT to watch him and Colin Farrell in the excellent In Bruges, win some prizes at our fantastic quiz. And we're going to move on to chatting about our other titan of Irish cinema, giant of...
He is literally a giant.
He is literally a giant.
Very tall fellow.
He is a very tall fellow. Who's taller, Brendan or Liam, do I think?
Oh, Liam has to be.
You think?
Well, Brendan's 6'2".
It's Liam 6'4".
Aye. So, you know, I think he's
2 inches. Can do a lot with
Makes
2
all
inches.
the difference, doesn't it?
But yeah, Liam Neeson. Liam.
What can you tell me about Liam, Sean?
Liam was born in Ballymena
Ballymena High.
on the 7th of June 1952 and will not hold it against him.
No, we'll not.
We'll not hold it against
We
him.
can't all be perfect, Liam.
No.
We can't all be perfect.
And it's even harder when you're from Ballymena.
Ballymena High.
Ballymena. And yeah, he was a very, similarly to young Brendan, a very sort of bit of an eclectic tale all over the place, ups and downs, left and rights. He was raised in a predominantly unionist area, and himself was brought up Catholic. And he says he was
Named after a priest.
named like a local priest.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's cool. Wonder why. Did they say why or just? That he
No, it
was
was just something I came across when I was looking at trivia and such things.
Of course, as well as we said with Calvary, the linchpins of our society, the police, priests, and politicians.
The three P's.
And he was generally obviously he was coming up during like the Troubles and stuff, and he said he was very ignorant of the history that was going on around him and how it didn't really affect him until Bloody Sunday and stuff like that kind of opened his eyes more to it. But something that does kind of interlace him with that sort of troubled history of Northern Ireland is his inspiration. Well, one of his inspirations is to get into acting, in that he was inspired by the fiery performances of one Reverend Ian Paisley in his speeches. This is what he saw him giving these speeches, and just the bravado and the pomp and the way he delivered himself. This was like inspired him to get on stage and perform and act.
Yeah, Nathan said he had a magnificent presence. It was incredible to watch him just Bible thumping away. It was acting, but it was also great acting and stirring too.
Because I mean, it's like, and there's a lot of figures throughout history. Even if people say this, but even if you disagree with their views or whatever, you can't deny like they're very good public speakers, very good orators. So Neeson was born in Ballymena and went to school and then went to Queen's and ultimately
done a bit of boxing. He was somebody, Neeson, as we were going through it, he was somebody that, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe just like every child or whatever is put in this, but he done a bit of boxing, do you know what I mean, and was champion in his province, when he was 9.
Right, 9.
So, I know.
I think he was still 6'4".
No wonder he's
6'4", 9.
At 11, he was in his first school play, but he comes out and says that the only reason he done the school play is because he fancied a girl.
Oh.
And I think that was lovely.
Oh. I wonder how you got on.
No, I don't know.
I'd hope not. I hope you don't know the love lives of the children of Ballymena in like the 60s. But yeah, as he said, the sort of history and politics stuff never really came into it for him until Bloody Sunday and that kind of Paisley interaction we talked about. But he was always interested in it and said himself that it was something. It's part of his. I think he said like it's part of my DNA. It's something that's always going to be with him, and it is something that he himself has got involved in. Because, for example, just recently Lost Lives, was released in cinemas and BBC put it on, and he was one of the. It was a lot. Was it all Irish and Northern Irish celebrities and actors that narrated it, and he was one of them.
It was very sad. I've got the book Lost Lives, and I'm not going to say I've read it cover to cover because I haven't.
It's a tome.
And it's a lot in it. Like it's heavy. Like and
for anyone that doesn't know, this is. It's like, is it their life story or just an account of?
It's kind of them been killed.
Yeah, it's an account of like, is it every death that occurred during the Troubles, and it's an account of where these people were from and how they ultimately died.
And it goes through, gives a bit on everybody. Do you know what I mean? It's very, very nice. I would seek it out. BBC A Player still has it. Neeson and Stephen Ray and a collection of others are all read out one of the stories. It sort of tells maybe who they were. Do you know what I mean? Father of 2, mother of 1, child age 6, whatever. Soldier, whatever. But yeah, it's very, very good. Highly recommend that.
In 1971, Neeson enrolled as a physics and computer science student at Queen's University Belfast. Before seemingly getting confused, a lot of people will leave, sack off uni for the day and maybe go and get a pint of Guinness. But Liam was like, no way. Sacking off uni altogether and going to the brewery itself. And so he left Queen's to go and work at the Guinness Brewery down in Dublin as a forklift driver, I believe.
Did. Also, when he was in Queen's, he discovered that a bit of an knack for football. Was spotted by a guy called Sean Thomas at Bohemian FC. There was a club trial for him in Dublin. Neeson played one game as a substitute against Shamrock Rovers. He wasn't offered a contract, and then Holly was like, "Woo, thank God." But it just shows you that he was an athletic man.
It just shows you that, like Brendan, who's a Gael goer and a teacher and a sportsman and singer and all this, and he is also incredibly multi-talented, and it's not fair, Jack, because me and you can do nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Except talk about the successes of others. So then he went, as I say, worked at the Guinness factory, drove forklifts, drove trucks, all that sort of stuff, and also dabbled in the career that Brendan kept himself busy with before hitting the big time, and went to teacher training college for a few years in Newcastle, but also, again, wasn't a fan. He joined the Lyric Players in Belfast, where he performed for a few years. And
he done Lenny. He was in Lenny. Lenny Small of Mice and Men.
Mice and Men. Very good. I wonder who. Wouldn't that be mad? And I wonder. Maybe see any of the shows. Like I think we were talking about going to see that in the Name of the Father at the Lyric. Maybe it's weird. You could, but you could go to the Lyric and see a play and be like, oh look, it's that guy playing Lenny of Mice and Men, and then like 20, 30 years later, Taken or Gangs in New York.
Or, whatever. whatever it is.
I suppose it's a bit
Schindler's
like
List.
maybe like Fraffy, because we don't know him personally, but he was in the school that we were in. Like,
Mhm,
do you know what I mean? Now he obviously was in Les Mis and all those such things.
Again, successes of others. But yeah, so then he kind of started to get into a few film sort of stuff. He moved to London. He continued to work on stage, small budget films, Excalibur. He was in some plays in the West End.
And what did he do? Did you see that he lived with Helen Mirren?
I was going to ask you, but you know. I was going to be like, who do you live with in London? But yeah, that was something I didn't know until I was doing my research.
Yeah.
He lived with Helen Mirren. I don't think they were a couple. Were they a couple?
I don't know.
Because yeah, everything I saw was a kind of vague and
very speculative and yeah. So I wouldn't exactly say that they were together. Apparently, though, she can't cook. He done all the cooking. His mom taught him right. Hey,
it's like, man, but need a big kitchen. He's a unit of man.
I was gonna say, yeah, you'd imagine him trying to get into a normal size of it.
But yeah, so he lived with Helen Mirren for most of the 80s and would kind of work away, ploughing away at his craft, and just a bit in the same way that Brendan was doing the teaching and kind of, trying to get that big role. He was ploughing away. Sam Raimi's Darkman. He was in the 5th Dirty Harry film, The Deadpool, not the Ryan Reynolds Deadpool. This is The Deadpool.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't even know there were 5 Dirty Harrys. Thought there was 2, maybe 3. Didn't know there was 5.
And there is 5. He was in Miami Vice as well. He started in the 3rd season of Miami Vice.
And then he would kind of hit the big time, so to speak, with Schindler's List, the obviously very famous Spielberg film, 1983, about Oskar Schindler and his helping all his workers, mostly I think they were all Jewish, and how he protected them from the Holocaust.
I remember reading an article, I think it was early last year, where him and Spielberg didn't actually get on, and that Neeson really struggled to take Spielberg's direction.
Okay.
And that it's funny because that was the only time that he was nominated for an Academy Award. Do you know what I mean? He's not a man that's nominated for much things.
No.
Tom Hanks' Philadelphia got it that year, and that is a brilliant film anyway.
The streets of Philadelphia. Great film. Well, not great. I don't know. Great song. Sorry, I've never seen the film.
Have you never seen the film?
No.
Very, very good. Lawyer gets AIDS.
Denzel in it, isn't it?
Denzel is in it. Backs him. Denzel sort of that, really, stereotypical straight guy. Still thinks he get AIDS from shaking somebody's hand, and they take on like the massive law firm Tom Hanks worked for because they sacked him because he was gay.
Okay.
Very good film.
Very good. Recommend. But back to Liam.
That's the only real Academy Award that he was nominated for. That was in '93. So it sort of just shows you, like, I'm not saying Liam Neeson's not a good actor. What I am saying is that Spielberg directed him, and he was nominated, and he hasn't been nominated for much else since. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of like, I suppose, Adam Sandler's recent success with Uncut Gems. Obviously, Sandler delivered a very good performance, just as Big Liam did in Schindler's List. But is it a case of a kind of perfect storm of, direction and the actor and, just all coming together at the right time? He was married to Natasha Richardson in 1995. And they famously sued one of the big papers for libel, for claiming, the Daily Mirror, for claiming that their marriage was suffering in the late 90s, I think 98 or 99. Right? And they won 50 grand in damages and donated it all to the victims of the Omagh.
That is mad.
So I suppose that ties in what we're saying at the start, and that, well, he may have grown up not knowing really or aware what was going on. It clearly it's interwoven kind of with his life, and he hasn't. Because why some people, when and not just from here, from Ireland or Northern Ireland, when they get really famous and they go to Hollywood, and it's kind of like, okay, that part of my life is now separate. It's clearly still, he has a fondness.
Oh yeah, I know. You have to say, you take your hat off to him for that one. Like. Did you know as well that now, like, I mean, I'm a big James Bond fan.
Yeah,
okay?
The new one's been delayed.
It has, with this bloody coronavirus. Do you know what I mean? I can understand why.
I can get it.
You know what I mean? But he was considered for the role of James Bond in GoldenEye. And like, that's, think about it though. That's exactly what he needs though. A license to kill. Do you know what I mean? Would he have been good? Yes. Pierce Brosnan, another Irishman, got it.
Meath man, isn't he Meath man?
I want to Meath or Westmeath.
Oh, that's the same thing. Reunify me.
I would miss Pierce Brosnan though as James Bond, because I thought that Pierce Brosnan was a very, very good Bond.
He was. GoldenEye's a very good film.
GoldenEye. It is probably, I know, quick digression, that James Bond has, like the Bond girls have all these real cool, weird names. The Bond girl in that, one of them's called On a Top.
Xenia On a Top.
Oh, I love her.
She's tall Russian. She's a big, tall Russian lady.
She is, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been pretty cool. Would have been
a much more intimidating Bond. I keep talking about, like, you'd think I'm very jealous of his height because I keep bringing it up, but like 6'4" James Bond bearing down on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Imagine that thing running. Is that the one with the fencing scene?
Oh no, that's the start of
Die Another Day?
Die Another Day, yeah.
Which is also Brosnan, so he would have been, presumably, had he got the role.
Spears is the theme song for that.
Do you want to know another role he auditioned
Was
for?
that Madonna? No, it's Madonna, sorry.
It's all the same.
No, it's not.
Do you want to hear another role he auditioned for but didn't get?
What's that?
So, you've seen The Princess Bride?
I have, yeah.
And there Andre the Giant's in it.
Andre the Giant.
So, Neeson went and auditioned for the role because the casting call was like, we need a big, tall guy.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm 6'4".
Yeah, I've got this.
I've got this. He says he's never been more embarrassed than he walked in the room and saw Andre there at audition as well. And I was like, oh, I'm not getting this. And surely he didn't. Andre was in The Princess Bride. And I think it's interesting, the fun Andre fact that ties him into another figure from Irish history. If true, allegedly Samuel Beckett
I've heard this.
drove Andre to school in the morning because the car his family had couldn't fit him because he was
Like, huge.
he had gigantism or whatever it was. But yeah, so Liam Neeson lost out to Pierce Brosnan and Andre the Giant.
What'd you do?
You know, I feel like he's the only Venn diagram there.
Oh, without a doubt,
You
there
know,
would be nobody
you know.
else. Like,
But yeah, I suppose then the next, around the time of GoldenEye, the next big film that he did secure the role for was Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, where he played Qui-Gon Jinn. And I suppose the interesting bit of trivia I read around this was he was obviously in Rob Roy as Rob Roy.
okay.
And they got like official like sword fighting training for that film while they were making it.
Right.
So then when they went to make Star Wars, he was apparently giving it stacks because he had this real sword fighting training with the lightsabers. So
he knew
was,
exactly what he was at. Like.
He was really laying into it. The other fun fact about Star Wars is, did you know they had to dub out Ewan McGregor making making lightsaber noises? Yeah. He'd be swinging and making the noise himself, so I had to like dub that out.
If anybody has watched the new season of Always Sunny, Danny DeVito does that with the lasers. It's so
Great.
It's funny. Like.
But yeah, Star Wars. Have you seen any Star Wars?
I've seen like pretty much. I haven't seen any of the newer makes. I've seen all the old ones. Yeah.
Yeah. What was
It's
your,
not that I don't like Star Wars. I really do like them. I just don't love them the way everybody else has this love cult following towards them. Do you know what I mean?
so what do you think of the Phantom Menace?
Or I like that. You know what do you call his character in it?
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Qui-Gon Jinn. It sounds like a brewed gin. Do you know what I mean? Now there's this gin revival.
What we need is a Ballymena gin. Release the Qui-Gon Jinn.
I thought I liked it because his voice is so calm and he has a very distinct voice. His voice isn't distinctly Northern Irish like ours is, you know, or Irish or whatever you want to call it. It's not from he is from the north, but whatever.
Yeah.
And it's not as distinct. So I think that because he had to play that sort of mindful character and trying to
Master
and such things, that he was looking after little Luke,
Anakin.
Anakin Skywalker.
Anakin. It's a prequel.
Oh, for God's sake!
Anakin's Luke's dad. Anakin's Darth Vader. How about Anakin becomes Darth Vader? Do you know Anakin's Luke's dad? Do you know Darth Vader's Luke's dad?
I know it now. The
You
famous
knew
line.
that.
The famous line that's actually not in the film.
Yeah.
You
Well,
are my father.
Yeah, because he says, "No, I am your father."
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a conversation for another day.
Dun, dun, dun.
But yeah, Star Wars. The films. It's interesting. The prequels, especially the Phantom Menace, get a lot of shit for being not as good as the originals. But I think in recent years it's kind of been more of a turnaround. I think it's as people who like our age who were like kids when those films came out.
Oh yeah.
Are getting older and then they have a nostalgia for those films.
Oh okay.
And maybe the same thing will happen again with the new ones that have been released up to last year. He was also, interestingly, I thought, for an actor of his fame,
Caliber, I suppose.
he was willing to come back whenever they asked him for other stuff, animated. So he's voiced, spoilers, he dies in Phantom Menace. Darth Maul cuts him in half. But
Darth Maul had it was 2-1.
double,
He had a double saber.
Yeah, it was a losing battle. But he comes back as a Force ghost, obviously, in the different films and cartoons and stuff. And he came back for a few cartoons and video games to voice Qui-Gon Jinn.
Wait, what do you know? He's probably getting a pretty penny for it.
Oh yeah, but it's interesting because
the
obviously
biggest sci-fi thing in the world.
But obviously, usually people will come in and do the film itself and then not do all the other.
Oh, okay.
Sure. Famously, Tom Hanks' brother has a brother.
Yes,
who,
I've heard of this before.
I think I've mentioned this in the podcast before. Actually, a lot of his work is doing voice work for stuff Tom Hanks has done. So like if you go play Toy Story, obviously Tom Hanks is Woody. Is he Woody or is he Buzz Lightyear? He's Woody. Is he Woody?
If anybody could look at us now, the way I'm
The shock.
staring
Okay,
down
he
Sean,
must be Woody.
Tim Allen is Buzz, and Woody
Is Tom
is
Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Okay, so Tom Hanks
Sean.
is obviously Woody in the films, but then in all the other, like if Toy Story are doing an ad on Sky or a game or whatever, that's Tom Hanks' brother, which I thought was interesting and cool of Big Liam to go back for the other stuff. I suppose then after Star Wars.
Can I ask you a quick question first?
Yeah.
Did he apparently? Like, I just want you to think. So he vowed never to play like the Irish stereotype. Can you remember him? Can you think of him in any Irish? Well, he was Michael Collins, I suppose. So, but he was on SNL. He broke this sort of vow, I suppose. We done Saturday Night Live one time. Played an Irishman called Lorcan McCardle,
Right.
and in a home makeover show, parody called. Do you call this a house? Do you?
I'd like to see
Do you
it.
call this a spade? Do you call this a house?
Right. I haven't seen that. We'll have to. Is that an SNL sketch on YouTube? I assume you can get it on YouTube.
I'd
Maybe
say
most
you
of
could,
it.
yeah.
We'll have to get that up if we can find it.
But he also, you were saying there about voicing different things. He voiced the lion in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
He did. He was Aslan.
Chronicles of Narnia, yeah.
He was also did some voice work in Ponyo, a Studio Ghibli movie,
Right.
and the Lego movie. He was the bad guy in the first. Well, he was like Will Ferrell was the bad guy. He was like the bad guy's top minion, bad cop. It was cool. It was this cop, like a Lego policeman, because all people in the Lego movie are Lego.
I would imagine so, yeah.
It is the Lego movie, and he was a Lego cop who was an evil Lego cop, but had like a face in the back of his head, like a little Lego face.
Oh, okay.
And it was like he was either good. He was a good cop and the bad cop.
Like a Voldemort.
Yeah, like Voldemort in the first one.
Apparently, the voice of the Transformers 2007 film, Michael Bay claims that he told animators to seek inspiration for
Yeah.
Optimus Prime from Liam Neeson.
I don't see it. I don't hear it. Whenever.
Oh, please.
No.
Are you serious?
I read that and then I went back and like looked at some clips and I was like, I don't see it or hear it or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I get
Sean
the kind
is
of.
also going deaf as well as going grey.
I get the kind of maybe it's the slow, solemn but still kind of intimidating thing maybe. As famously in the next film we're going to talk about maybe Taken, obviously, which we'll look back to at the end as well. But it has that
set of skills.
Can you do the monologue? Go in the voice, in the best voice, the impressions you can.
I have a particular set of skills. No, it's shit. No, I can't do it. I would need to spend a whole week listening to it, over and over again.
As you see, Jack is so busy in work.
Prepped so well for this.
So busy in work that he's going to spend the next week practicing the monologue. But yeah, Taken, and then subsequently this like not revitalized his career because it wasn't that he was had a failing career, but it kind of just reinvented him as an action star in his 50s.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, that's right. So there's 3 films.
There's 3 Takens, but then there's obviously all those other Taken rip-off sort of things that he did.
Oh, seriously?
Like Unknown, where it's Taken, I think, but he...
You should make a 4th
His
film
identity's
called
gone.
Taken for Granted.
We're done. Sign up.
That's what it's. Go.
Yeah, like Unknown, or what was the other one? The Commuter, which is just Taken on a train.
Yeah, I've seen The Commuter.
Is it Taken on a train?
It's literally just Liam Neeson walking about in a leather jacket, like a long, like, sort of leather jacket, like prancing about,
And then he just
same thing, yeah.
beats up some tires. Where's
Yeah, it
Taken
is.
on a plane?
I'm leaving. Taken on a plane, yeah.
Or where is my Snakes on a Plane crossover? Where it's,
Him and Samuel.
Yeah, that would be. Imagine him like grabbing a snake and giving the monologue to a snake.
But he
But
also played Ra Al Ghul.
Raish Al, well, right. So in the film, he's called Raz Al Ghul, but the character's name is Raish Al Ghul in the comics. Right.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, in Batman Begins and The Dark Knight Rises, but
Dark
mostly
Knight,
he was one of the primary antagonists in Batman Begins. The
So when you
Bale
think
film.
about it, hold on. You think about it. He trained Batman and Vader.
He trained Batman and Vader,
Oh my God, Liam
and
Neeson.
single-handedly dismantled that whole sex trafficking ring in Taken. He's pretty good. He's pretty. We talk about multi-talented. What more do you want?
Yeah, okay, he's tight man.
And saved all those people from the Holocaust. Yeah,
Indeed.
Um,
He got into a bit of bother with the Taken crowd because the guns that he used in Taken were from a US manufacturer, Para USA,
okay.
and he came out against gun violence in the US, and they were incredibly annoyed that he had done that.
Right. He does seem very, as we've talked about, is kind of like tying back to Northern Ireland and the politics and issues here. He does seem generally very involved in issues like that. Like he's involved in Cinemagic here in Belfast. Donate that money to the Oma Bomb groups, gun violence. He's involved in a lot of those sort of issues.
He doesn't, the way, like, you look, like people, celebrities and different things to be called out for not standing up to things. He really does, and he nails his colours to the mast. Like,
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Which is, I think, like a sign of a good, a good person.
There were rumours of, I think it was when they were filming Taken, there were rumours that he had converted to Islam.
Right.
Because I think he said that he found, I think wherever they were filming Taken, it was Islamic sort of area, and I think he kind of went to some of their prayer meetings and sermons and stuff, and he said he did derive some sort of
Peace from it.
peace, serenity. But I just thought that was really random and interesting.
Yeah, I have seen right now. So I'm not massively familiar with the Quran or Islam, but I have heard the Quran been sung. And it is pretty beautiful. And when I mean pretty beautiful, it is very peaceful and very calming. I don't know the ins and outs, goods and bads of the Quran. I'm not going to lie, I don't.
Yeah.
Probably me being ignorant. But there is some lovely... song it is really, really very nice.
Yeah, and that's kind of what he said too, in that the prayers and the singing and stuff in the morning was a good routine and calming and serene that he got into and did enjoy during his time there. Go on. No, after you.
Apparently a horrendously heavy smoker.
Literally what I was about to say.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. What is your thoughts on him managing to quit when you can't even try?
Won't, Sean. Won't.
He was worried actually when he took the role of Hannibal in the A-Team, because obviously in the A-Team Hannibal was always chomping a big cigar.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Plan never comes together. He was worried that would actually get him back into relapse or whatever the word would be. But I think he gave all the cigars to Bradley Cooper. I think he'd light them up for a scene and then give them to Bradley Cooper, and Bradley Cooper go smoke them.
Yeah, legend.
So yeah, we've talked about him being nominated for a lot of awards and maybe not winning as many as he should, but he's got the greatest honour of all. He can freely drive cattle through Belfast City Centre anytime he wants.
You can just imagine, the break of dawn someday, and you hear well, that's more like a horse, but and the cow slapping on the road, and Neeson just in the front, charging riding some beautiful big cow called Daisy. You know what I mean?
So he was awarded the Freedom of Belfast, which, technically, I think back in the day, gives him the right to drive cattle through Belfast City Centre if he wishes. It has not happened yet.
No, yet being the word.
We hold out for the day. He was also in Ordinary Love, which came out last year.
What's Ordinary Love?
The year before. It's a film. It's set in Northern Ireland. It's himself, and I cannot unfortunately remember the name of the lady who plays his wife. But essentially, his wife is diagnosed with cancer, and it was a film that was praised very much for its presentation of the relationship as being very loving and genuine and normal.
Right.
And how to deal with this. Because you know yourself, I think it was similar to what Marriage Story was kind of praised for. And then it was a very realistic but well done look at this sort of dynamic and relationship and how that's affected by this. So I'd seek that out. It's very good. It was on the KFT as well when it came out.
Just as you were saying, sorry earlier to cut across you. You're saying that he throws himself into things that he believes in. So he narrated a video for Amnesty International in favour of legalising abortion in Ireland, which is pretty funny and ironic, given that he was named after a priest inspired by a minister.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? And then as well, he said that the anti-carriage horse campaign in New York, which was to stop the horses going around Central Park, and that the trade was safe for employees, horses and tourists, and was a source of livelihood for many immigrants. He did not mention, however, that there was horse shite all over the place.
No.
But other than that,
I think he's just locking them horses for himself.
Oh, well, without a doubt,
to drive them cattle through Belfast City Centre.
Like a cattle ranch, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or cattle rancher, sorry.
But yes, that's really... I suppose the one other thing I'd say about Liam in terms of trivia and fact and along this timeline that kind of brings the whole thing full circle is a few years ago he got his honorary degree from Queen's.
Did?
Which, after dropping out to go and work at the Guinness factory and teach and live with Helen Mirren and all, well, some would say it's he maybe wasn't really crying out for that degree. I think he did all right with it. It's just a nice sort of full circle thing, isn't it?
But have you when you were saying, it is a nice full circle thing. But when you were talking about Belfast thing, have you heard about the controversy with the stuff in Ballymena?
What did he do in Ballymena?
So in 2000, amidst controversy.
Oh, is this when he didn't accept their freedom of Ballymena?
Yeah, so he didn't, and then 13 years later, because he felt like a second-class citizen because he was Catholic in a Protestant town.
Yes.
And he declined it And then he offered it, or we offered him again 13 years later, finally accepted. Do you know what I mean? Rude to turn down twice, like.
But I suppose that maybe a sort of recognition of how things have progressed since then.
Oh, yeah. And just, probably him just like tipping his hat to that, I suppose.
But we've discussed both of these men. They're very extensive, very talented. Their careers, their highlights, their ups, their downs. Suppose we'll start to wrap up, Jack. What are some of your favourite Brendan Gleeson and or Liam Neeson films?
Brendan Gleeson, In Bruges, I haven't seen it in a while, so when I see it again
on March 29th at the Queen's Film Theatre,
it will be it'll be refreshing. I love that. You haven't seen a movie in ages.
Oh yeah, I'm really
I'm
looking forward, especially on a big screen.
Oh, really, really good.
Because I never saw In Bruges in cinema because I think we were like 10.
No, I wouldn't say. We have a DVD at the house, like.
Yeah.
I love The Yard and I love Calvary. I don't know whether I love Calvary slightly more because of my like earlier young man ties to Catholic Church. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So and I can maybe resonate more with that.
Yeah.
I never went to Maynooth, by the way. I never went teacher training or priest training college.
It was on his UCAS form though.
If all else failed.
The insurance choice.
Yeah. Do you know it's like the saying the stupid one of the family to the priest the old Irish joke like.
We're not offending any priest.
No, that is a joke on Father Ted as well, so
Father Ted did it first, blame them.
Yeah, blame the lads at Channel 4. Really, really enjoyed Calvary and really enjoyed The Yard, probably the two most recent ones. As for Liam Neeson, like Schindler's List, it's brilliant film. Very, very sad film.
Yes.
Very, very thought-provoking. I enjoy Taken, but I've seen Taken so many times. So that's why like it's not as up there for me as it is. Yeah. But I thoroughly do enjoy it. I think anything that Liam Neeson's in, I just love his voice. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, he's very
You can sit and listen to him read an audiobook. Do you know?
He narrated, I think, an RTE documentary about the 1916 Rising on the centenary year. And it was, you were nearly just like enjoying the dulcet tones more than anything. Yeah, Brendan Gleeson in terms of my favourites, Guard, In Bruges, Calvary, they'd definitely be up there. Harry Potter, he might be one of my favourite characters in Harry Potter. I think he's just so funny, Mad Eye Moody stuff. And he has one of the most out of context quotes or scenes in the fourth one. Well, have you seen it? Where he turns Malfoy into a ferret. That's quite funny.
Yeah, no, I have
and
seen
he throws
that.
him about.
Yeah.
He's good cracking Michael Collins as well. Braveheart, he's in it as well. We talked about he's kind of the comedic relief kind of funny Irishman who comes to help them out. Perrier's Bounty is very good, as well as the poster being in the Extravision wall in Kyle Island for a lifetime.
For quite a while. That Extravision is no longer there.
No, I don't think there's any Extravision anywhere.
No.
But yeah, 28 Days Later, I think, is the one that the sleeper hit for me. It's the one I kind of forget about that he's in. In terms of Liam, Big Liam, Taken is very good. Ordinary Love is incredibly endearing film. Batman, he's great. He has a fantastic facial hair in Batman, and this like sort of Fu Manchu thing going on. Narnia, Anchorman 2, he's in it very briefly.
He
remember?
is, he does a cameo in it. I think everybody was pulled out.
Very few people weren't in it. I think we were in the ones that. He's good cracking Star Wars. Michael Collins is obviously the elephant in the room here.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic film, great film. Maybe not entirely historically accurate.
No.
But,
I've been to, is it Ballinablough where Collins was shot?
Oh, that's
Cork, yeah.
Right. Is there any more perfect casting than Liam as Michael Collins and Alan Rickman as De Valera?
No, there definitely is not.
So spot on.
Big fellow on the long fellow, like it very much is so.
Like,
and Rickman's so good in it.
He's so good.
God bless him.
There's a book. Oh shit, yeah. There's a book in Waterstones in Belfast City Centre there, and it's a biography of Michael Collins. And the photo on it's this sort of like old grainy photo, like profile of him with all the military gear on, and you wouldn't know if it's actually Michael Collins or is it Liam Neeson himself. It's really cool.
Who is it really?
It's Michael Collins, but you wouldn't know. Okay. And then, of course, the other kind of elephant in the room that I'm very surprised we haven't touched on yet is the Christmas classic, Jack's favourite film.
Oh, God.
Do you know, like Love Actually? Love Actually. Obviously, Liam's in it. He is the wee lad's dad.
He's one of the love interests. I think that it's an endearing film. I only seen it for the first time last Christmas.
Really?
So,
really?
Swear to God.
Are you well?
I swear to God. Because I'm just like, I never thought it was like, you
have no emotions.
What's that?
You have no emotions.
I cry all the time.
You don't.
No, I don't.
You don't. You leak. Yeah, he's in Love Actually.
Like a leaky faucet.
Alan Rickman also in it too as well.
Alan Rickman is a bit of a dick in that.
He is an absolute ass.
Yeah.
But yeah, Liam Neeson.
How dare you do that to Emma Thomas?
What's his story?
Who?
Liam. Because he's the wee boy's dad, but he also has his own story, doesn't he?
I thought it was that the wife died or something. No.
Yes, his wife.
He ends up looking after, and the wee boy
I fancy his girl that he's in that he's in the school play with.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
yeah,
it's all
yeah.
it's based on his first crush.
You never know. But yeah, no, good film as well. It is a good film out. And Keira Knightley's in it. It's a really all-star cast. Rowan Atkinson. There's a lot of good people in it there. But yeah, so who's your favourite though? If we come down to like who's your favourite, who you like
Right,
better?
we'll go 3, 2, 1 and see do we agree.
Okay.
Right, 3,
Two,
2, 1.
Gleeson.
Neeson.
How?
Neeson.
How? Are you mad?
Neeson. It's got to be Neeson.
It's gotta be Neeson.
Like
I don't know.
Schindler's List. He's a Jedi and he fought Batman.
Sorry, but Brendan Gleeson is a pillar of the community.
Isabella, all 2 of the 3. But like, Liam was the 3rd. Michael Collins was a politician.
What?
Yeah, no, I just think maybe Liam. I think there's not more range or anything like that. I think it's just the roles have been more. Maybe it's just because he's in bigger films and he's just more prominent in my head.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
But I suppose you can decide for yourselves on March 29th at the Queen's Film Theatre in Belfast.
29th?
Uh-huh.
28th.
March 29th. Sunday, March 29th.
Okay.
At the Queen's Film Theatre, Belfast, just beside Queen's University. If you've never been, it's a fantastic little cinema. The only independent cinema in Northern Ireland. And you can see in Bruges, you can enter the quiz. The quiz is free to enter. You can book tickets online though to book a table for the quiz. Taken is on in the evening as well. And there'll be lots of other events and appearances and fun stuff going on, so come on down. I suppose we'll just briefly, what are you looking forward to on the day? In Bruges, Taken, the quiz?
I am very much looking forward to In Bruges because, as you said, seeing it on the big screen, I think forgotten like a lot of films. It's been ages since I've seen it. Do you know what I mean? That's what I say. That's why I don't not like Taken. Just I've seen Taken loads of times. Do you know what I mean? So,
and of course the quiz.
Oh, the
which
quiz
I'm very disappointed I can't enter because obviously I wrote the quiz.
No, that is unfortunate.
And
slip me the
well, I mean, who's not to say that a lot of there might well be some crossover between the quiz answers and what we've talked about here today.
Woo!
So this could be a little cheat sheet for anyone who's answering the quiz. But no, that was the Gleeson Neeson season. March 29th, QFT. Hope to see many of our lovely listeners there as possible. And thank you for the Queen's Film Theatre for helping arrange the event. And if you are interested, you can get tickets on their website. Or if you want to see more of the stuff LUMI are organising for the QFT, you can also go on to their website and look onto the QFT website and check out the LUMI section on there. Do you have anything else before we sign off?
No, Sean.
Other than you're wrong about Gleeson and or Neeson.
Sean, you know yourself that you're wrong. Just stop lying to yourself, man.
It's the big man's 65th birthday. You'll have to get down.
Yeah, get down.
Celebrate.
Get a wee look round me. Do you know what I mean?
Did you?
So today we have talked about, we've done our what's happening this week. You also heard from the band Nice Try, who I got a very it was a brief conversation with them. They're supporting Toy Girl down in Dublin, the Soundhouse. Go and find them on their socials. They're a very good band, very, very good indeed.
Yes.
One of the fellows in it looks like a young Robert Plant.
Okay. Lucky him.
And then of course, like Sean said, get down on the 29th and go and see the crack in the QFT.
Delightful.
The man sitting opposite me is wild Sean Skews. He is wrong about Liam Neeson, and Sean has a license to thrill.
The man sitting in the corner of the studio, who I've had to put up with for far longer than the duration of this podcast, who does not have an ordinary love for anyone but himself, is Jack Donnelly. And you've been listening to
You Ain't Heard Nothing Yet.